top 20 diversified crypto altcoins with 100 to 1000x potential. What are they? Watch on. Also, a potential degen play will be revealed in this video, so watch on in 3, 2, 1. There'll be trouble when the bulls come out. There will be lots of gains to talk about. Chill out. Would you like to learn what are the top 20 diversified crypto altcoins with 100x potential for the next bull market? If you've been watching me for a while, you will know I have done extensive analysis into cryptocurrencies, looking at the narratives and seeing what drives the absolute best performers of the next bull market. And I am going to be revealing to you 20 cryptocurrency altcoins that are diversified amongst many potential flaming trending narratives that are going to be coming up in the next bull market. So if you love the sound of what you're about to hear, then make sure you smash a like on this video. It really costs nothing. All you have to do is just quite literally tap that like button. And it animates right in front of you, and it is really a delightful sight. Also, if you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe to me, the Suppoman, your superhero of 100 to 1000x altcoins. I have found them in the past, and it is because of my intuition, research and analysis skills that has led me to being able to find so many 100 to 1000x cryptocurrencies. However, I think that the next bull market is going to be one of the most explosive, one of the most violent, one of the heaviest money flows we will ever see, where I believe that the cryptocurrency market cap is going to be taken into the tens of trillions in one bull market. And in order for that to happen, there are going to be multiple 100x pluses happening across multiple narratives in the next bull market. My job is to find out what are those potential narratives and what are the best coins within those narratives in order to be able to make massive bank in the next bull market. Also, what I'm going to be doing in this video is I am going to be also letting you know of what I would call a degen play likely to be coming up in the next few days. So make sure that you watch on for that. Right, okay. Before I move on to the piece de resistance and before I say hi to you guys, I just wanted to also let you know that if you want to find out what I am buying in real time, make sure that you come into my DCA Telegram group, which comes as a bonus of getting the Cryptocurrency Investment Course 2023 for $9.99 using the link in the description. You come literally to this final lecture. There are so many people that ask me, Superman, how do I find your announcements Telegram group? I say it in every video. Last lecture, this one here. That's how you find it. You buy the course, $9.99, and then you find out in real time, A, my thoughts on the market, B, what coins am I buying, at what price, on what exchange, why, and what quantity am I buying. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can now move on to the questiones. And for a Sunday night, I'm quite impressed to see so many of you here. And also, what looks like incredible donations. What the fuck? Right, okay, so first of all, Inia Glasson, Crypto Glasson, with 159 Australian dollars. That's unbelievable. Thank you very much. Inia, what a legend. I can't play the screens, as you all know, because I'm on YouTube, and YouTube have a thing about copyright. So I'll just do it. I'll just do it for you. I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really? Really? Yes. And that is the famous Monaco Karma screen, which I am transmitting to you, Inia. And I definitely, I believe you're going to make massive multipliers anyway, because I know what you like from what I've seen in your posts. So, yeah. But the Suppoman luck, it helps, I can tell you. It definitely helps. But thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. And also, I've got a question from H-Bag. I will get to that. But thank you very much for the $10 for that. So, Tommy Villes, Ismail, Joe Bars, good to see you. Crow 8, Bloim, Eric Ward, Severns, Pipliotta, Harry, Alexander Ashton, STR, Jadil Kennedy, Juve 12, H-Bag, Rashid, good to see you. Jordan, Lindsay, Edvinus, Safar, Red for Danger, Julian Tapia, Borat. Really? Borat? Patrick Stock. No, if that is your real name, I'm sorry. It's a cool name. It's famous now. Steve Nen, Britcoin, Quantum, Divya, Ahmed, Young G, Nat Bat, Skitch, Hurricane Hicks, Chimichanga, GG Kent, Artie Carl, OxoCube, Brabaker Man. You watched me back in 2017 when I told you about Bitcoins. What legendary days they were. Carl Barnett, Inia, of course, Kevin Johnson, Jose, Steve Agben, Muzo. By the way, if you're still watching me do all the names, just fast forward a couple of minutes and you'll probably get back onto content. Spring Non Woe, Pavman, Asi, Mind Refresher, Dario, Matsunoble, Kevin Johnson, Abdi, Aman, Brian B, Dave, Cryptopreneur, Salty, Eleonora, Muzo, NC, Dejan, T.A. Zriuli, Pankaj, Crypto Kato, The Tazzy Zaki. Bear with me a second. Actually, hold on. Yeah, that's better. Crypto Part Investor, Reward Doge, Marina, Illy. Oh, what the hell? It's just moved me forward for some reason. November Girl Forever, Sammy and Inyen, Source, Ahmed, AL, AJ, David, Tom888, The Prodigal Son, Wanye West, Masked Financial Hero, Adele, Armzilla, Benedict, Naked Trader. Oh, really? Lawrence, Crypto Coin Reviewer, Bruce Hester, Mohammed, Jim Hundley, Sunday, Smut1, Denost, Young G, Kenny Lim, Hugo Agogo, FA, Dashty, FC UK side. Right, okay. Let me just quickly, thank you all very much for turning up. H-Bag, what is your opinion on Axelar? I think that Axelar has actually been performing quite fantastically, actually. I spoke about it the first time, God, when it first came out, and actually the price is very similar to where it was, but the volume is much more gargantuan than it was when I was first talking about it, which was, I think it was over here when it was about 40 cents. And the volume was less than 1 million. Now it's 15 million. So without a doubt, this is getting more and more within radar. It's not under the radar like it was. 22,000 watch lists now. And I remember when I was speaking about it, I think this was on less than 1,000 watch lists. So Axelar, to me, looks like it could be quite pivotal for DeFi multi-chain. And so I like Axelar, and I do think that, you know, it's 131 million market cap. I think they've added a lot of supply. Yeah, they have. They've really added a lot of supply. So where I was looking at it, it was a micro cap, but they must have really increased the supply, because whilst the price has gone down, the market cap's gone up. So I'm not too happy about that, but what I will say is that I do think it's a very good cryptocurrency and actually could be extremely helpful for the next bull run. Cheetah Ape Crypto. If you do a quick favor and pull up this chart for 30 seconds, 100. It's on CoinMarketCap, drawing with red candles coming from his eyes. I think I've seen this, and what is the point? What, look, 3,000, like, come on, man. Because you paid $9.99, I will put it, what the hell? Bear with me. Joe Bars, $100. What? That's insane. That is insane. Thank you very much, Joe Bars. I really appreciate that. I'm going to give you Monaco Karma now. I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really? Yes. I'll do the other one. You have to you have to meet certain conditions. Like what? Well, you have to be liquid. I just love that. Basically, what he means by that is that you need to have about $1 million in a bank account in Monaco to be able to live in Monaco and be a resident. But yeah, that's why you need to make mega money in this bull market, because then that million is like, what? It's pocket money. $1 million pocket money. $1 million fine. I can just stay in that account, prove my worth in Monaco, which is what I hope for you, Joe Bars. So thank you very much. That's insane. And not even a question either. So there we are. That's had its 30 seconds. So I appreciate that. I don't even see the point, to be honest. 100 is just a pile of crap. Didn't have any other questions, did I see? I don't know if I did. But if you haven't already, I only see 4 likes, but I think there's more. So if you could just literally, don't untap it if you've already tapped it, but just tap that like button. It would make me very happy. Right, okay, so where we are at this present time is that we got a market cap of 1.05 trillion. Now, where we have been is we have been as low as, well, in 2023 anyway, we have been as low as $928 billion market cap, and as high as, what, 1.3 billion? 1.3 billion. So really where we sit right now is kind of more towards the downside of where we were. And I believe that the cryptocurrency market is going to be slowly eroding in the second half of this year, which we have now entered. Okay, we've entered it as a result of, January to July. That's happened. Now we are in the business end, the potential real low end of the market. And let me just show you. Okay, first of all, stocks are extremely expensive right now. They are not lowering. You wouldn't think that the stock market was in a bear market. Now, admittedly, there are some cryptocurrencies like Nvidia which are carrying a lot of the rest of the market. But having said that, stocks are, in combination, holistically, very expensive at the moment, and a recession is right around the corner. So my personal prediction is that the stock market is going to have a mega nuke, just like it did in 2008. Exactly like it did. When a recession was announced, bang! Market breached, base support, everything absolutely tanked. Back then there was no cryptocurrency market, so there was no comparative. There was no example for us to be able to say, this is what happens to cryptos in when a recession is announced. But what I can say is that the market becomes very much risk off. Everybody's coming out of their risky assets. They are making sure that, there is such a thing as the sunk cost fallacy, which means it's better to sell while stocks or cryptos are kind of up than holding all the way through right until they bottom. And so people will sell even though we've seen so much downside in the cryptocurrency market so far. So I think there's going to be a stock market nuke. It's just around the corner. I agree with this economist. I've been saying it for a year. A stock market nuke when a recession is announced, when it's officially acknowledged that the world is in a financial mess because the biggest or the superpower of the US are in a recession. No one cares until the US is in a recession. The Eurozone could be in a recession. No one gives a monkeys. It's not until the US goes into recession that is it. That is where everything takes a mega nuke, mega plunge, right? Secondly, US bank deposits, these are commercial banks, deposits plunged last week as the Fed rescue funding usage hits new record high. So what this is saying is that deposits have gone down so dramatically that money is being sucked out of the commercial banks, meaning they don't have the funding to stay afloat, they don't have the funding to stay healthy, and are at the epicenter of the financial crash. So the financial crash is going to come as a result of bank failure. And this is basically because banks are failing right now. Look at this low. It has exceeded every low since 1975. The deposits have gone down so dramatically. I don't know if you can see it, but look, it is below this line here, this kind of mean line. It is below it. The worst kind of contraction of liquidity in commercial banks. They've got no liquidity. They're struggling for liquidity. And basically, the Fed are having to bail them out. So the Fed's emergency funds rose yet again. Admittedly, only 144 million, but to a new record high. And yet stocks are so expensive. This makes no sense. The financial crash is coming. It's coming. It's going to hit bad. It's going to hit big. And as a result of that, I anticipate that the global cryptocurrency market cap is going to go down into possibly around about $750 billion, if not less than that. And we are going to see new lows. We're going to potentially see a new low for Bitcoin, potentially a new, not necessarily, maybe a local low for Ethereum, but altcoins, oh, they are going to be crushed. They're going to be punished. And the thing is that it's not merely a recession being announced that is the issue. It's not just that. It's the fact that there's going to be liquidity problems for the main outlets in cryptocurrency, the main businesses in cryptocurrency, like Binance. That is where the real trouble's going to come in. Like, it's not just necessarily that there's going to be an announced recession. It's that this recession is going to lead to a multitude, I believe, of crypto-specific negative events, such as failure of Tether, failure of BNB, or failure Binance Smart Chain, failure of Binance, the whole ecosystem in general. Now, what I will say is, as I said in the last stream, where I was reporting on the two stories surrounding the crash in BNB's price, is that nothing's really been said as a result. It's kind of just recovered, not fully, but it has recovered, somewhat from that $207 crash, $205. It's come out and nobody said a thing now. So that was just the patsy. I'm telling you, they're all working in unison. The top 1% are controlling everything. They're controlling the announcements, when it happens, what sets it off. It's all controlled at the top. And they're just going to be scapegoats. And then everything's going to fit nicely, and you're going to forget everything that is bad that will happen ever happened in the next bull market. You won't care. None of it will matter. But we need to go there first. And my personal prediction is going to happen at the end of this year, if not the beginning of next year. And it's going to nicely coincide with the halving, and then we're going to see a potential recovery. It's not until next April that I anticipate that we are going to be seeing anything resembling a recovery. But to me, the recession has to be announced by then, and I think it will be. And also, an ETF should not be granted until then, which is when it's reported to be, likely to be approved, which is February, March time next year, or February to April time. So we've got a window where markets come crashing. August, September, that tends to be a bad period, traditionally. And it happened in 2019. It was a bad month in 2019. And 2023 replicates 2019 because we operate in 4-year cycles. So where we were 4 years ago is where we should be right now, essentially. So that's kind of how it works. And we have just got impending doom, in my opinion, in the macro picture. But that is going to have a knock-on effect on crypto. Look, FTX went down as a result of really everything that was happening last year. Quantitative tightening, interest rates, banks, banks in trouble, liquidity crisis. It had a big knock-on effect. We had so many casualties, and I don't think they're going to be the most high profile. So we had Celsius, Terra Luna, FTX, obviously, Voyager. We had all of these crises that happened, and it was a knock-on effect of the interest rates and the macro picture. Everybody was over-leveraged, thinking the bull market would carry on, and it didn't. The bull market stopped short in November 2021, and we have had a prolonged bear market since then. But to me, this is going to be the bear market to end all bear markets. It's going to be essentially worse than 2008, because now we've got a whole crypto market that's going to go down as well. And then we're going to have a recovery, and then what I imagine will be potentially the hugest payday if you can invest at the bottom. Hence why I've put together this list of 20 diversified cryptocurrencies. So, it's looking bleak. We're not anywhere close to financial recovery, the market going up. Look, this is a perfect scenario of the economy is in absolute crisis. The banking system this is commercial banks. All commercial banks. They are going to be the reason. Now, I'm sure there's going to be people that say, oh, Bitcoin, this is the reason why Bitcoin's a safe haven. This is going to make Bitcoin go up. No, it's not. It's going to be a financial crisis. It's going to be a liquidity crisis. It's going to be a job crisis. there's going to be lots of hard up people. It's going to be a negative state for a good period. And yes, there is going to be a recovery, but not before it gets worse first. And we're not even seeing that reflected in stock market. It's all still too expensive. And that just means that the carnage has not even really started. You know, let alone being close to over. So there we are, people. That is the situation how I see it anyway. Oh my god. Oh my god. Joe Bars, $50? What? It's insane. Oh, you really make me want to use one of these screens. I'll just do it for you. How are you physically? And how was the car physically? And how are you physically? And then the people's elbow. The people's elbow. Walla 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 bang! And then some Andrew Tate Aikido, which is a special Easter egg, just because you contributed twice. So a question from you, and I'm glad there's a question. What changed your opinion on Hello? What I would say is that Hello, like with every cryptocurrency that is new and has that recency bias, is that it just kind of, you know, once they go through this kind of hype cycle, which is what Hello has essentially done, it went from being well under a cent to exploding. It kind of feels like, you know, the hype cycle's happening for it. And there's no real come down from it. You know, it's still a kind of 5x the price it was in January, which to me, and with not very much to me backing it up. All right, so they have got this game show called Killer Whales, which doesn't have me in it and has a load of other YouTubers which I dislike. So that actually annoys me. But you know, it's not just that it's personal, but also the fact that this to me has danger of being like ontology. So if you were around in kind of 2018 time, Ontology came out, went to $11. This was in 2018. So think of 2018 as being 2022, right? And it essentially did like a Casper. While the market was going down, this shot up 11x. And it went up to $11, not the $9 it went to. It kind of prematurely ejaculated, as it were. It kind of just had its rise right at the beginning. And then when it came to the actual bull market, like nothing happened. Like it went to $2. Like it was a pathetic gain that was made in this. It peaked too early. And something about Hello just kind of makes me feel like maybe its best days happened, but I don't know for sure. The thing is that there's always new cryptocurrencies coming out, and Hello came out in January. I was bullish on it, January, February, and you know, it's just kind of, to me, it's kind of dissipated. But if it goes down to under a cent, I'll buy it. I've not bought it. I've not got any position in it. If it goes under a cent, I'll buy it. If it doesn't, I'm not interested. So that will be what, you know, kind of drives bullishness within me again for Hello. As for games for a living, I genuinely do think this has fantastic fundamentals and at the same time great pumpermentals. On the negative side, it's got very bad tokenomics. There's only 7% in circulation. It's going to have a very high inflation rate. I doubt the inflation rate is on here, no. It's got a very high inflation rate over the coming years. But this is a very early stage gala, in my opinion. The team have supreme experience. So coming from, you know, Activision, King, Electronic Arts, and some real top-notch gaming companies, that they're now coming into the blockchain space and essentially looking to replicate what Gala has done. They've got 2 games out so far, Elemental Raiders and a Diamond one. I don't know if the Diamond one is necessarily out yet, but it's going to be out soon. And then they'll have more in the pipeline. I think they've got a football game, a mini game, that kind of thing. So I think, yeah, we are Soccer Legends, Jump Pump. So look, I mean, so these are the 2 games that were already initially teased, and then these 2 are new additions. So they've got a really good team, a really good strategy officer, which gives me optimism for their ability to perform in the next bull market. It's a gaming company, so very, very much like Games for a Living. As you'll know, I bought it when it was 3x less than this, and I bought about $500, I want to say. And genuinely, I do think it's going to go lower than when I bought it, the price that I bought it at. But at the moment, it has held very strong, and that's a good sign to me. The volume, I wouldn't say, is necessarily indicative of something to be very, very excited about. It's basically 40x, I want to say. It's about 40x market cap to volume. So the volume is 40x less than its market cap, which to me is not great. Tend to look 5 to 1. But we're not in a bull market. There's no point in wanting this to perform well. There's no point in that. So really, it's a case of just accumulating. As the inflation hampers the price of Games for a Living, it opens up buying opportunities for you to hold this into a bull market. And then when the bull market actually starts, whether that be mid to late next year or later than that, the market's not going to care for inflation after that. So it really will not matter once the bull market starts. It's only up until the point the bull market starts that inflation impacts a coin negatively and heavily. So, yeah, that's why I reckon Games for a Living has a very good entry point coming up for it. Bruce Hester, Joe Barr's throwing out some cash. Yes, she is. She is. Chump change, though, apparently. So that also is nice. Super, do you think 1 inch could get to 3 inch? I hope not. Because 1 inch, it has the branding of the 1 inch punch. The Bruce Lee 1 inch punch. So I love the name, actually. I was very bullish just on the name itself, actually, at one point. All right, let me have a look and see what other questions there are. Anything that I can answer immediately, I suppose. Soul will be king in time. As I said, back in... It would have been around about October, November last year. I wanted to acquire Solana, and this was my optimal buy price for Solana back then was $10. And my thoughts on Solana was that it was following the early stage growth pattern of Ethereum. So where in every cycle a cryptocurrency, a strong cryptocurrency, one that kind of lasts, one that has longevity, has the ability to replicate the stronger cryptocurrency in the next cycle. So let's say Bitcoin and Ethereum in 2013 to 2017. Right, Ethereum was new kid on the block. Bitcoin was the established coin. Moving into 2021, Ethereum kind of became the season before's Bitcoin, right? More established, kind of here to stay, the number 2 currency. It's got a permanent place in the top 3, without a doubt. And it's basically now trying to be the next Bitcoin. And then Solana was in the last bull cycle, 2020 to 2021, with the Ethereum of 2017, right? It was the next kid on the block, the one that has the potential to be a major cryptocurrency. Now moving into the next cycle, Solana has the potential, as long as it survives, as long as it completely sheds its associations with Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, Alameda, manages to negotiate that, come out of it safely with the funds being liquidated and no real strong damage to the cryptocurrency, then Solana has the potential to be the Ethereum in the next cycle, i.e. it's going to be even more permanent as a place to stay. It's going to just continue its growth to the upside, and then all these other layer 1s, which I'm going to be talking about in a little while, are going to be looking to be the Solana killer. So whereas kind of last year it was what's the Ethereum killer, and we were looking at Solana, Avalanche, Matic. Now what we're going to be looking at is what is the Solana killer. And that is what's going to form the basis of what are the new layer ones we're going to get into. The new high performance, highly scalable layer ones that have the potential to be the next Solana. But to me, Solana is strong. I said this when Solana was at the time at around about late $8, $9. If you'll remember back in that time and around about January when it was Hex and Solana were both undergoing a lot of, I think it was actually December, undergoing a lot of FUD at the time. And Solana sank. Developers were apparently leaving. But I said, this is a strong one. But it took for Vitalik to tweet about Solana for it to then go up again. But, Solana was $30, $40. I said $10 is the optimal. People were like, Suppo's never going to go to $10. And it exceeded that. And so I took a big position in Solana back when it was, 9... I only got in at 9.91. I was hoping it would fall a little bit further. But, lamentably it didn't. But I'm confident that there will be good DC opportunities for Solana. But I do think that Solana is strong. But it's not without risk. There's still risk attached to it. Where's Cult? Cult's not on there. I don't care for Cult, to be fair. It's there's lots of cryptocurrencies. And, as far as I'm concerned, one's got to be very selective of what they put their money into. And yes, I could put my money into Cult. Or even if I don't put my money into Cult, yes, Cult can do very well. But in my opinion, I don't buy into it. It was very, very relevant at the time. It was like, oh, it's the founder of Shiba Inu set up Cult or whatever. And then there were a load of influencers that were permeating the same narrative. And then Cult had, somewhat of a narrative, or it had a kind of prominence as a meme coin. But now it's just kind of, I don't even hear about it. So I'd rather not bother, to be fair, in investing in Cult. Because Cult is quite weak. Hi, what is a realistic price for Arbitrum? Well, realism is a very subjective word. To me, realistic is much, much lower than where it is now. And to others, where I see it, seems unrealistic. So, you've just gotta make your own decision. But as far as I'm concerned, my personal optimal buy-in for Arbitrum, if I can find it, is around about 40 cents, 30 to 40 cents. It's about 40 cents, yeah. It's actually very strong. Like, SWE has gone down a lot. It's gone down from about 130 down to, 45 cents. And yet Arbitrum has actually not really breached $1. It's breached it. It's gone to about 92 cents as a low, but not much below that. So it's actually a lot stronger. It's stronger tokenomically. But to me, Arbitrum was airdropped. So people should be selling their Arbitrum. It should have an outflow very similar to what Optimism had during the big crash last year when Bitcoin went 17,500. That was the point at which 17,000. Yeah, that was the point at which Optimism went down to 42 cents. So I think we need something a little bit dramatic happening in the market. And since Arbitrum has come out, nothing dramatic has happened, and it's not as inflationary as SWE, and as such hasn't come down as much. But it will come down at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, Arbitrum 575. It's actually the third in terms of inflation. Optimism's worse, and SWE is not as bad as Optimism, but it's much worse than Arbitrum. So it kind of stands to reason why it's held quite strong. But I would say 40 cents is realistic. Pepe. Pepe makes a really good point. Okay, so Pepe has very recently gone down on rumors that founders took out, founders liquidated their funds, cashed out some heavy profits, and this story permeated through the cryptocurrency market and it tanked Pepe coin. And this is what I love about crypto. This is exactly the kind of thing I love, because I tend not to believe news stories, or at the very least take it with a pinch of salt, Because like I said, with the Binance situation, is there tends to be a scapegoat. And the scapegoat when it's crypto specific. So there's scapegoats in terms of the wider macro picture. So FTX, I would say, was more of a macro picture thing, kind of like a BlackRock wanting to get more Bitcoins, wanting to help the SEC, because I think they're working in collaboration, help the SEC kind of help clear out the space. So I think with the movement of money and being able to manipulate markets, that caused the FTX crash. And they were able to take out FTX, and they've got a bigger target to take out, which is Binance, in my opinion. And so I don't really believe the stories. Like, I just think that they're scapegoats, and they just get taken down. And Solana was one recently. Solana went down from from $30-40 all the way down to $8, which was inexplicable. And I remember at the time, everybody was fudding Solana. Oh, I wouldn't touch Solana. I wouldn't touch Solana. And then it took for Vitalik to restore investor confidence, when it's just the opinion of someone, but he restored investor confidence, and now everybody loves Solana. And it's the same with Pepe. It's just a narrative. And I think these narratives are to drive down prices for a reason. There's some entity that probably wants to buy a major coin much lower. And if something is holding particularly strong, then something needs to counteract that. So in the case of Solana, it was its association with FTX. It was miners particularly, or people that had staked their Solana, unstaking and selling. That narrative led to the scare, but it never actually happened. But people who didn't fall for the FUD got a fantastic buying opportunity. And I think the same with Pepe. It's just for Pepe, it's not really gone down a lot, but it sets it up to go down further later. Taking it down from 6 zeros, 8, 9 is much easier than taking it down from 5 zeros, 1, 2, 6, right? So whoever is manipulating or wanting to get Pepe cheaper has already made the job easier by getting it down to 6 zeros, 8, 9. It did go to 6 zeros, 8, 2. And I believe that it's just going to be easier for it to go down to 6 zeros, 6, 6 zeros, 5. So I'm really not that fussed about FUD articles. To me, every time, like for instance, same with Hex. Every time something, very fuddy happens with a cryptocurrency, I just buy more of it, to be honest. It only makes me want to buy it more because I don't fall for the news. I just look at the price and I just think, wow, that's fantastic. And actually, there's probably someone that wants it cheap, hence why it's being fudded. So anyway, there we are. That is my take on Pepe at the moment. How will you take profits? I have got, to me, a very simplistic way of taking profits in the next cycle, which is that I'm going to have price targets, which is I am going to sell at certain prices, and I'm going to sell, and I'm not going to care. As soon as it hits kind of 100x at a maximum, anyway, I'm going to sell the lot. So on an assumption that I've got, let's say, a 10k position in a cryptocurrency, it does 100x. So 10k turns into 100k, then a million. Sell that million. That's 1 million. Then I'll have a load of other assets, which I've also got a similar bag of. That each million I make, I'll just cash out a million, cash out a million, and I won't be holding for, let's say, a 300x, 400x, because like I said, buying at the bottom's easy street. Buying at the bottom, just like what happened in 2019, 2020. Buying at the bottom just led to easy street. Many examples. This is just a sample size. I've only done 136, 135 cryptocurrencies here, and it's a small sample size. There were many, many others, probably did even more than Hex, that I just haven't looked at. But as a sample size, you can see that you're on easy street if you buy at the bottom. So, 100x, there's so many coins that did more than 100x. But to me, I'm just going to buy a load of assets. Hence why I'm coming out with this video today of 20 altcoins, because I've got a very diversified pot this time. And every time I kind of have 100x, I'm just going to sell out. It's just going to be that's that. Get rid. Buy low, sell high, that's it. I'm not going to think about particulars, and it's just going to be a case of I cash out, I take the money out. I cash out, let's say, I cash out of blah, blah, blah. And I just put it into whatever exists at the time as a stable coin. And then cash it out. Just cash it out straight out. Pay the tax on it, obviously, but cash it out. And if I'm in Monaco, then obviously I'd have to pay tax. But if I'm not in Monaco, I'll pay the tax, which should be about 20%. Because most of these are long-term holds. Well, not these, but most of my holds will be long-term. And so it will just be 20%. Yeah, 800,000 from a 1 million packet. It's not bad. Not bad at all. So that will be my profit. Casper Solana Killer. Casper is a meme coin. I wouldn't go that far. It's definitely not. What the fuck? What the fuck? Nicholas Elijah with $500. That's incredible. Nicholas. Well, that is single-handedly one of the biggest donations ever. I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit if I'm going to do it.
You know, I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm living in Monaco. I'm living in a dream. Really?
Really?
It's much better seeing her face. Well, that's insane, Nicholas. Thank you very much. That is unbelievable money. Nicholas, did you even have a question? I'm going to have to go for it. The people's elbow. The people's elbow. Walla, 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 bang. That's what you have literally done. That's insane. Jesus Christ. Nicholas got paper. Yes, he does. And no question. But if you have a question, let me know. Oh, thank you for teaching us. You're helping so many people. Nicholas, I really appreciate that. That is just unbelievable generosity. So, that's unbelievable. Thank you very much. Question. How many crypto assets are you holding in your portfolio, Suppo? Presently, a lot. Presently, a lot. You know, if I just show you... quite a lot. I actually think I've done way too much, but if you're in my DCA group, then you'll know the quantities of which I'm buying. I'm very much inching in. If you're in my Telegram group, then what you'll see is that I have shared a particular person I know's portfolio. I won't say who it is, but I was commenting in the DCA group saying that, and this was at a time when Pulse X was 5x more than it is, saying I want to be buying or having a similar bag to this person, but paying a fifth of the money for it, because he was basically buying it, because at the time it was half the sacrifice price, so he was spending a lot of money buying Pulse X, and I was like, no, I'm inching in with like $200, $100 at a time. And now it's 5x down, and I was showing the group how $89,000 for this investor has turned into 17,000, and similarly for Pulse Chain, that has also turned 100,000. I think it was like 110,000 or something into $27,000. So that person has really has just been crushed. Got wrecked big time. And so I'm going in kind of $100, not too much, but I have taken a few positions over the course of time. And the reason I do that is because sometimes you will hit one asset that is the bottom. You've hit the bottom. You know, like for instance, I invested in Optimism in June last year, and Optimism, is it even on here? Optimism I got for 42 cents. And it's never gotten near that since. So sometimes, you know, most of the time, the coin will come down from the point that you've bought it in if you're still seeing through a bear market. But sometimes, on a rare occasion, you will actually buy the bottom. And I did buy the bottom for Optimism. I may have bought the bottom for Solana. I don't think so, but I may have done. Etc, etc. So there will be a point sometimes where a coin will run away. Casper's one. I didn't buy Casper, but that's an example of something where the ideal price was when I first spoke about it. So when I spoke about Casper in January, which was about the time that proof of stake cryptocurrency is really very much under fire, and because it's proof of work, it falls outside of the jurisdiction of the SEC. So I brought up in a video, and at the time it was 0.005 of a cent, and since then it's gone to 5 cents. So it's 10x from that point. So at some point you're gonna be unlucky. At some point you're going to get lucky with an asset. You're going to buy at the exact bottom, but most of the time you probably won't. But it's best to just inch in, is what I would say. All right, I've seen Joy stream a lot of time. So let me have a look at that, and it'll be probably the last thing I look at before I move into these 20 cryptocurrencies. Let me go on CoinGecko. There's no market cap data. There's no market cap data here either. What the fuck is the point? Yeah, what's the point of looking at this? It's already gone up. Let me have a quick gander then, because obviously there's no market cap data. Streaming platform empowering creators, built on and operated by the JoyStream blockchain. So what it looks like is it's trying to be another Theta network. Theta, there's obviously the Theta mainnet, so it's a blockchain and a streaming platform. So it looks like it's trying to be kind of like that. 16 million fully diluted value, so don't quite know what the circulating is. NFTs. Gleave. Crypto content vertical, bringing together like-minded creators and viewers. So Gleave looks like it's trying to be like a YouTube, I suppose. Crypto Crow's on here, interesting. So that's like the YouTube, Gleave. L1 Media. News, Science, Entertainment. What's this meant to be then? Same thing. It looks like the exact same thing. I don't really know what the difference is. It's just kind of the same thing. It's almost like they've just replicated the same app. Yeah, I mean, this is a potential DSO play. It's up 23% today on very little volume. It's nearly 7x. Nearly 7x. I don't give a shit for it. Right, I think... Oh, yeah. So, look, people, there's loads of you here. 588 of you. So, if you've just joined or recently joined, if you could quite literally do me a solid geese and just smash that like, I'd love it. I would love it. And it's just beautiful for you as much as it is for me. Well, more so for me, but also there's something in it for you as well. So, anyway, Suppo always trying to look on the bright side of life. Anything else? I do kind of want to look a little bit more. Homer Simpson crypto. Suppo, you write about, despite this long, boring bear market, alts still hold their high billions in market cap, not like the last bear. Is that telling something? Exactly. I mean, there is an element of relativity. So if we have a look back at, well, I don't have that data set, but if we had a look back at the coins between 2013 and 2017, then you'll probably see market caps in the hundreds of thousands rather than millions. So it always moves on a step as there's more interest in the space and certain groomed projects come out, then naturally they hold higher market caps. But I would just say that the disparity between what was a strong fundamental coin back in 2018 versus a strong fundamental coin in 2022, 2023 is the difference of about 10x in market cap. So what would have been 10 million, back in 29 to 2018 would be 100 million now, and what would be 100 million is like 1 billion now. So it's just like by a factor of 10x, it's 10x more expensive, and therefore seemingly harder to make gains. But there is an element of relativity too. So for instance, Solana. Do I have Solana's starting market cap actually? Oh, I don't. So when Solana went from $1 to $2 to $200, like it essentially went up to 80 billion in market cap. So that gives you a barometer of, right, 80 billion was achieved. So for a layer one, that's like a goalpost. That is a potential goal, because that was what was hit in the last bull market. And so next time it could be that the best layer one performance could be 140 billion or so. Like you never can tell. So there is an element of relativity. I don't expect for, the coin Arbitrum, Sui, Aptos and all that to become in the, if they were fully diluted, for them to be in the low millions. I just don't think it's realistic. But I think that, those types of coins could be the types that become $100 billion in the next bull market because of the money flow coming into major cryptocurrencies. But having said that, I do still think that a lot of the market caps that exist today are, well, not this lot necessarily. But, when we're looking at the sandbox and downwards, some of these market caps are very high, considering we've been in what I want to say kind of 15, 16 months of a bear market, like a proper bear market, ever since quantitative tightening happened. Right, I'm going to move now on. Steve the Dream, can you shout me out? Yes, there you go. There you go. Right. I'm going to move on now. So I want to give you a preamble, okay? So I've done this analysis. I've done 2020 analysis. So there's two big analyses that I have done. First of all, it's this one. Bottom to top, 2021. That means these are coins that some of them came out right at the beginning of 2018, and some of them were a bit aged as well. I've got Bitcoin, Litecoin, and a load of them in here. So I've got a mixture of kind of old coins and kind of new for the next bull market, but they came out in around about 2018, so they suffered the price crash of COVID. So all of these were around at the very least during COVID, which was March 2020. So I did the bottom, the absolute bottom price to the top of the last bull market, and I also did this analysis, which is 2020 coins, so coins that came out that were new. So Shiba Inu, Solana, and a few others, Axie Infinity, etc., that came out just before the bull market, but way after the COVID crash. So I've done those two bits of analysis, and really what I gather from it are a load of bits of information. Firstly, non-bull market cryptocurrencies do the best. Low-ranked coins, so not high-ranked and already in the top 100, but low-ranked coins, a narrative play, so DeFi, privacy, exchange, metaverse, gaming, meme, have a price of under $1, and also, what's the other one? I'm sure there's another one. But anyway, that'll do. So non-bull exposed, well outside the top 100, a narrative type, priced under $1, those are the cryptocurrencies that did the best, right? So taking that, I have now put together a list of 2022, 2023 coins. This list is now in the cryptocurrency course if you want it to be able to peruse all the data, etc. And you will see that I made this back in January, right? And this was not a conclusive list. This was what reflected at the time the coins which fell into these kind of columns, which is, you had the market leader through to the degen play of the particular narrative. But what I've done now is I have done a revised list. These are cryptocurrencies. I've got it's the lower risk option that comes in the first window through to the higher risk option, which comes in the degen. So until then, there's 4 picks per narrative. But these are the narratives that I foresee in the next bull market. AI, first of all. AI is relevant right now. AI is in relation to ChatGPT, deepfakes, image generation, music generation. That's all done with AI. Like, the technology has really picked up steam. All the things that we saw in Black Mirror, in Altered Carbon, in Upload, in Soulmates, all these technological programs that are like looking at the future and how AI is kind of like the solution to it. And I over the weekend watched Megan, which, is it Megan? Yeah, which was ace. I loved that film. And it wasn't scary at all. But anyway, and I also saw another one the other week called Tim, which is an AI movie, actually. Brilliant. It's about like these like AI. It's like a person, but it's AI. It's an AI assistant, and this is brilliant. I mean, it paints a very glim view. But what I'm saying is the technology is really picking up. Like, it's ramping up hugely, and so AI, without a doubt, is going to be one of the main narratives of the next bull market. And I anticipate that there will be some good bull-to-bull investments that you'll be able to make in the next bull market. For instance, I suppose cryptocurrencies or projects like Sophiaverse, something like that, where they're actually creating robots. So where we will see big innovation, so not just like crappy data marketplaces, crappy AI infrastructures, like when we actually see like really good projects that are actually born out of a cryptocurrency infrastructure, that is where we're going to see like some really good bull-to-bull cryptocurrencies. So we're probably going to see like deep fake technology, maybe AI humans, technology. Brilliant, I can imagine. But in the interim, all we can do is work with what we've got currently. So I've got 4 picks in AI. DeFi, I think that DeFi 1.0 is very untrustworthy. You're seeing a bridge hack. You're seeing a lack of trust. You saw Celsius and Voyager, which were big DeFi projects of the last cycle. Even Hex, big DeFi projects of the last cycle, are suffering massively right now. So DeFi 1.0 could be on the downer, but certainly innovations in DeFi, decentralized finance, better yields, trusted companies, good models, is going to do well next time. Then we've got aged layer ones. Aged layer ones are layer ones that existed in the last bull market, like the Avalanches, the Solanas, that kind of thing. And then we got new layer ones. I should actually call this the soul killers. All right, the aged layer ones are more the Ethereum killers. The new layer ones are like the Solana killers. Then we've got proof of work layer ones, because that has become a thing. Layer 2 big brands. So layer 2 is definitely going to be a narrative, because we're going to be seeing EIP 1448 hitting, and that's going to impact upon optimistic rollups and ZK rollup cryptocurrencies. It's going to make them 3 to 10 times faster and 10 to 100 times cheaper than they presently are, and they're already cheap. They're already making Ethereum cheap. So, by the tokens will therefore carry real high speculative value moving into the next bull market. NFTs, I dare say, is going to have, it's again another narrative, because NFTs is, I mean, my nephew, who's 10 years old, who actually subscribed to me over the weekend, and he kept on asking me for a Bitcoin. He knew what an NFT was. Strange. That just shows you the era we're in. So anyway, so NFTs, without a doubt, they can't but have some form of narrative next time. How that looks could be different from how it looked last time, or it could be the exact same. Because sometimes things just don't change. Layer 0, decks, memes, obviously, that's going to feature probably twice. There's going to be, I imagine, probably 2 or 3 different legs up in the next bull market. So we'll have a big initial rise. Then that will be topped off with a meme coin season, a drop, another big rise, where we'll start seeing maybe the 100x's starting to come in then. A meme coin season drop, and then another rise, which would be probably where the 1000x's start. All right, and so there'll be a few meme coin seasons. So without a doubt, you need to be in what goes up or what's likely to be going up in those seasons that exist presently. Gaming and metaverse, you don't even need a bear market to see there's a lot of excitement brewing in gaming and metaverse. And I've put a separate classification in here, which is games devs. Okay, so instead of like gaming would be like Call of Duty, GTA, Minecraft, games, single title, single player game, or well, not necessarily single player, but single title games. Maybe AAA, maybe a side scroller, doesn't matter. But that's the kind of thing that's covered in gaming. And then games devs is like, you know, looking at your Epic Games, your Activisions, your Riot Games, your Capcoms, your Electronic Arts, etc. That's games devs, games developers. And these are the guys that come up with multiple titles underneath a brand. Launchpads, DSO, which I think has never had a narrative before. I think next time we'll have a narrative. Storage, I don't like it, it's not that sexy. But we've seen a mini narrative happening in crypto recently. We've had a Cash, Bluezell, Arweave. They've had some big pumps lately. So storage is definitely a thing and likely to come out next time. Base blockchain to me is going to be like the Binance Smart Chain of the last cycle. Like with the last cycle, you had some big winners, including a Pancake Swap, one of the bigger winners in the Binance ecosystem. And next time, we're going to be seeing a base blockchain base blockchain narrative. This one's going to get up and running. Cardano, they launched smart contracts in the last bull market, but they didn't really get going. Like the ones that really got going, I would say, were Solana, Avalanche, Terra Luna, Cosmos. Those ecosystems popped off, but Cardano did not, and yet was able to maintain a very, very high level of speculation and still did a massive multiplier of, well, 100x actually, because I got into Cardano about 2 cents and it went up to $3. So mega. And there was not even much of a narrative. There was a few DeFi wallets, betting, a couple of dexes, but nothing really, and a launch pad, but nothing really came up in Cardano blockchain last time. So I think next time it's going to have its actual narrative. It's going to have its Binance Smart Chain moment. Identity, again, not very sexy, but it's already starting. Look at WorldCoin. The identity-based cryptocurrencies, one single identity on the blockchain that, you could use at airports, buying car insurance, buying houses, all this setting up for the future. Identity's going to start making a comeback. And then DAG. DAG is basically a layer 1, but not a blockchain. It's using a very lightweight, instant finality infrastructure, which is what DAG is, really. So that's got its own classification. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I am going to be showing you my pick ones. My first picks. So that equals about 20 cryptocurrencies there. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I may do, depending on what you guys say, I may do a few picks for individual narratives. But I may leave that for another video. So, I'm going to to put it to you. Let's make it a bit more. Let's make it fun. What do you think is my pick 1 for AI? And remember that I have got a bias towards those qualities which made the successful cryptocurrencies before. Okay? So if your immediate reaction is fetch or singularity, those don't correspond with that. But let's see what you guys say. Oh, fetch. Singularity. Guys, listen. Yeah, a few of you have it. Few of you have it. So, my first pick is artificial liquid intelligence. This is a new cryptocurrency, and it's pretty much almost retraced its entire AI narrative, price rise. It went from 0.009 and it just blew up to like 5-6 cents. And now it is on the descendancy. It's now moving towards 1 cent. And so I am looking to acquire this at 0.008, so even lower than it was in the last before the AI narrative actually hit. Now, I like artificial liquid intelligence is A, it is a new cryptocurrency. B, it's got investment from Binance, Mark Cuban, Multicoin, and some good VCs. And C, because it's actually using AI within the cryptocurrency landscape. So what they are doing is, they're doing a multitude of different dApps. So one of the things they've done recently is character AI, where you can create your own avatar, basically, based on features you want it to have. So you can almost have exactly the look you want. So if you wanted to create a YouTube channel and have this AI bot, let's say, for instance, I was bedridden, or I lost the Bitcoin bet and I had to shave my hair and I just didn't want to appear on camera, I could create an AI bot to essentially say what I want it to say and be the front man of a YouTube channel and look exactly how I want it to look. It could look like me. And that's what I like about them. They are coming up with a variety of different dApps. So character AI is one of them. Another one I really like is Alethea, which is their basically artificial intelligence NFTs. So where you have a Bored Ape, and that Bored Ape sits on OpenSea, it's got a variety of traits. Like, for instance, it's got rarities of its clothing, its face, the background, etc. What you haven't got is the ability to actually do anything with them. So artificial liquid intelligence actually enables you to put one Bored Ape against another Bored Ape and battle it almost Pokemon style based on what wins on certain traits, battle it out. So it's like you're giving life to NFTs. So Bored Apes is just one example. You can give life to a variety of different NFTs and almost make them live actual assets rather than just static assets that you hold in your wallet. So that is an innovation in the cryptocurrency space. But they're also working on more and more apps. So me getting into artificial liquid intelligence is me getting into it before the birth of more projects. So they will probably have image generation, deep fakes, the ability to create smart contracts or cryptocurrencies using an AI token generator, all sorts of things, a chat GPT, all sorts of things. All these things are all in the pipeline. All of these things is both an infrastructure and also a place that is currently bringing out their own dApps using this infrastructure. So artificial liquid intelligence, really, really like it. And as I say, it's new, it's more innovative than what has been out there before, like Fetch and Singularity. Those are old projects. Like, they've had their bull runs. I mean, admittedly, they haven't had an AI narrative, but they've already had a kind of bottom to top trajectory. Artificial liquid intelligence has not, and I find this very, very promising. For DeFi, I'm not going to ask you every single time, but I'm just going to tell you some of the next ones. So for DeFi, it might actually not surprise you at all that I very much like Injective. Now, Injective is probably the winner, the next big project coming out of Cosmos. So in the last cycle, it was Terra Luna. This cycle, I think it's Injective. It's already showcased itself to be a fantastic performer in this bear market. But I think it's gonna have a blow off bottom, and I think it's already come down a lot from 10. It went from $2 when I covered it in January up to $10. Now it's down to $6. So it's gonna come down again, and I want to be scooping up around about the $2 mark. So Injective is a layer 1. It's a blockchain built out of Cosmos. It's a very fast finality, very very low fee DeFi based layer 1. And I think this is undoubtedly going to be a blue chip next cycle. I think as far as DeFi projects are concerned, this one's going to be a big, big winner in the next bull market. The only downside to Injective is that it kind of came out late in the last bull market. So it didn't even have the DeFi bull market. The DeFi bull market happened between January and April 2021. And Injective wasn't around for that. So it didn't have a big bull pump. It didn't even have much of a pump in the bull market, in the remainder of the bull market in 2021. So to me, although Injective is part exposed to a bull market, I don't think it's actually seen that cash injection yet. So I think this is one of those, big layer ones that's DeFi orientated, that actually could house the DeFi projects of the future. And the thing is that being built on Cosmos gives it a variety of benefits. Firstly, it's fast transaction. Second, it's very, very low fees. If you're doing lending and borrowing, no big gas fees. If you're doing staking the staking process does involve gas. The yield farming process can involve gas and the movement of coins. DEXs, anything that can be built out of Injective would traditionally have a gas fee attached to performing a function. But because Cosmos is fast transactions, low transaction fee, and also multi-chain, that means Injective is probably the most powerful layer 1 that has come out. Actually, I would put this on par with Moonbeam, to be honest. Polkadot's big app to me is Moonbeam. It's big layer 1, it's beacon brand, it's creme de la creme. Its showcase for technology is Moonbeam. And for Cosmos, I think it's Injective. I think people thought it was FMOS, but it's not. It's Injective. I am going into FMOS as a bit of a backup plan, because it's come down 80x from its all-time high. And Injective, well, it's nowhere near gone down that low. But Injective, I think, it's got great tokenomics. It's very highly thought of. It's covered by big YouTubers. And in the next bull market, when it comes to what makes a 100x, it will be the big YouTubers talking about it. That's why a lot of cryptocurrencies did 100x's in the last bull market. It wasn't necessarily because of anything fancy. It's because the project was well connected to YouTubers via VCs or via networks, and big YouTubers spoke about it. Lots of YouTubers speak about Injective. So I anticipate that is just going to run riot in the next bull market. So that's why Injective, to me, is the strongest DeFi play, and it's one of the more reliable DeFi plays that you can make, and it's the lowest risk. You'll probably be able to guess what the degen is. As far as the aged layer 1 is concerned, well, you'll probably know what this one is as well. This one is Solana. Now, I'm looking to get Solana. Again, I'm hoping for a capitulation event to happen with Solana. It has held over $20 for quite a while now. However, it took nothing for the House of Cards to come down in November, December last year, and for Solana to go down to under $10 then. And when I anticipate the recession comes, this is going to open up panic stations. So I imagine that when it comes to the crunch, people are going to have a lot of assets that they can just turn into liquid during a recession, because the panic is going to set in. People are going to want to make sure they can afford electric and food and various things, or maybe even because during the bear market, with the last bull market, a lot of people that got rich have got very expensive tastes. I'm one of them, and you'll liquidate to buy something expensive. And so I anticipate that if there's going to be a knowledge, because when the recession is announced, people are going to say, right, everything's going to crash, let's sell now. That's going to cause a big liquidation cascade for Solana. So hopefully I can get it at $7. But I don't really need to say much about Solana. Solana is in its first phase anyway, a cryptocurrency with the potential to go to 65,000 transactions per second with a very, very low transaction fee. And at the end of the last bull market, its ecosystem was really starting to gain traction. They had DEXs, they had games, they had metaverse, they had DeFi, they had NFTs, and all of these things you could see, oh wow, this is way better than Ethereum, way cheaper, way faster, and actually same quality. So Solana actually solidified itself as a respectable Ethereum killer, where in the last bull market there were many trying to be Ethereum killers but actually not succeeding. Solana was one of the only ones that succeeded. And it's basically almost come down already. When it's come down to $8, it's already 4x the bottom of the last bear market, where it was about $2 when I first covered it in around about October 2020, and it's only gone up to 4x more than that. So initially I was thinking it's going to $5. That was when Solana was much weaker and there were a lot of people that were staking. I thought, oh, that could cause a liquidation cascade, but it didn't happen, and there's more trust in Solana now. So $5 may or may not happen. $7 would be a great buy-in, because Solana could go into the thousands. And so from $7, that's an easy 100x, really. So Solana could be doing the Ethereum of the last cycle, i.e. it has its big growth phase. It's even better than last time, better adoption than last time, because the adoption's already showing signs of repeating Ethereum. The only one that actually has repeated Ethereum so far of all the layer ones. I mean, Terra's out of the equation. Avalanche didn't get anywhere near as much traction as Solana did. So Solana's already kind of a little bit more developed, more developers, more projects, etc. So Solana already has the ecosystem, but can build on that and become an even bigger force next time. So therefore, Solana at $7, that's a beauty, in my opinion. New layer ones. I think you're all going to know what this one is. In fact, let me ask you guys, what do you think? Let me see what you guys think will be the next one. Hopefully you can't see it. No, I don't think you can. What? Taraxa? What the fuck? Seems to be between two, doesn't it? For you guys. Yeah, this basically seems to be between two for you guys. And I will be delighted to make more of you right than not, which is that it is actually Sui. Sui is what I would say is that most likely to become a Solana killer in the next cycle. Sui is potentially a magnificent cryptocurrency. You know, technology just kind of gets better and better. You know, you kind of thought AOL was amazing, and then Google turned up. Bye-bye. And it's just like, well, like Yahoo or Ask Jeeves or whatever. And then Google turned up, and it was like, see you later. And that's what's happening with every bull market. Just kind of, the technology gets better. The technology gets more effective and easier for adoption. Solana actually was very easy if you thought about it. And the projects that launched on it were pretty decent. But what I would say is that Sui kind of kicks ass from a metric standpoint. Sui is probably about, I would say, 1,000 times cheaper than Solana, and it's 10x faster than Solana. So, you know, Sui is like 6 millionths of a cent or something for a transaction, and it's 300,000 transactions. Like, it's not necessarily optimized right now. That's what it's been built for. High transaction, high scalability. And so as a result of that, Sui, I imagine, has a very high chance of being the biggie in the next market. To me, it's not a question of should you buy Sui. It's a question of what price should you buy it at. And Sui has already come down from grace a lot. As I've said, there's an 800% inflation that faces SWE going into the next bull market, and where it's rumored to end, which will be at the end of 2025, that would be an 800% inflation getting up to that point. Avalanche had an 800% inflation, and that 150x'd. So it's not within the realms of impossibility that SWE could do 100x from a certain entry point. My entry point for it would be 20 cents. I think this could be a $20, $25 cryptocurrency, in which case that'd be 100x from here. And SWE also utilizes the Move programming language, which is a very dynamic, virtual machine compatible technology, basically. So the apps should be even higher quality than what you've had in cryptocurrency previously, with more antiquated, less user-friendly, less developer-friendly languages. Move actually is designed to attract developers. So SWE was initially a project that launched out of Facebook, or Meta, and they created it for large-scale apps, social media, gaming, NFT, metaverse, gambling, everything, everything that you actually can create on Facebook. If you used Facebook back in the early days, there used to be all sorts of games on there. There used to be these battle games, Farmville, and all of that kind of thing. So it really was a great place to host games back in the past and have a kind of social element to those games where you could see how you're performing against your friends. And so that was what SWE was born out of. It was born out of that culture and that objective. They want to make it easy for developers to come and build apps on the ecosystem, and they want to be able to make it easy for all sorts of apps to be built for the ecosystem, so having a multi-narrative dimension to it. And every time a narrative will come up in the next bull market, there will be a SWE, there will be a SWE there'll be a SWE version of whatever that narrative is. There'll be a SWE DeFi, there'll be a SWE Launchpad, there'll be a SWE Metaverse, SWE Gaming, and all of that will incrementally funnel value back into SWE, and therefore make SWE a powerhouse. So SWE is meant to be, not only is it meant to be developer friendly, have scalability, but also meant to establish security, which is something that you don't really get with proof of stake systems. So that's another kind of another string to its bow for SWE, and why I think it's the top contender for layer 1 blockchains. Arguably, it's not got the same kind of gains potential as the degen play, but I think this is kind of, if you can get into it at a good price, if you've got the patience to wait, watch it through its unlocks, see how the coin erodes in value over time, and then we have a recession, then 20 cents, even 15 cents could be achieved. And it's going to be well under $1. And under $1 is perfect placement for bull market gains. So SWE, we'll have every YouTuber talking about it. It'll have launch pads, which will have a ton of different SWE-based cryptocurrencies launching that will do 100, 300x. And again, it's just going to make SWE look brilliant, just like what happened with Solana last time. So SWE have a mega amazing team. Fundamentally, it's very strong. Where I say SWE's only deficiency is in tokenomics. That is it. Otherwise, SWE is fundamentally sound, and I really like it. Proof of work layer 1. Again, I think you're gonna know this one. This one's pretty obvious one, and that is Casper. So Casper really is the one that is looked at as, actually, this could be an Ethereum killer. Because it's got something new. It's got a unique consensus. It's got a unique infrastructure that has the blockchain trilemma potentially solved. It's got the security of proof of work. It's got the scalability of DAG. And it's got and potentially the decentralization factor, because there's so many people mining it. It's mineable, so there's lots of people protecting the network. So you finally got a contender that is possibly solving the blockchain trilemma. I know it's got a bit of... A lot of people look at it negatively, possibly because they missed out on the gains. But as far as I'm concerned, Casper is going to do extremely well. Now, I will only buy Casper if it goes to 1.25 cents. So it is coming down dramatically now. It's like 3.5 cents now. Went up to 5 cents. It's now down at 3.5. It could actually duck under a cent, to be honest. But I would start DCAing about a cent, because I think this cryptocurrency is going to go to about 50 cents. It's not even on Binance yet. And if Binance survive, which I think there's kind of like a 40% chance it does, they'll list it and it'll do well. And then, Casper will have a direct link to money flow. And you just don't know what the future is for Casper. I think that there will be a contingent of institutional... This is maybe a stretch, but by investing in it low, you open yourself out to these possibilities. There is a potential for institutional interest in this, because institutions like Bitcoin, because it's a good store of value, it's kind of equivalent to gold, and it's got the McDonald's brand, and it's got the longevity. It's got the security of a big network, right? So that's why they love Bitcoin, but they're not going to make massive money on Bitcoin. Even if they make Bitcoin go down to 10,000, they're not going to make huge money on Bitcoin. They're going to make their big money on Ethereum, right? So institutions are going to love Ethereum more. Now, they're also going to be looking at other assets that prove themselves in this period. And Casper's very new. I don't necessarily know how much trust and credibility they'll build with institutions, but it's a fantastic storyline that they they purport to solve the blockchain trilemma. That will make institutions interested. There's a lot of volume, there's a lot of hodlers, and like I said, it kind of circumvents the SEC danger list. So Casper could have that interest. So I would be willing to take a big bet on Casper should it go down to 1.25 cents. And if it doesn't, I won't bother. 2 cents to 50 cents, 25x, can't be asked. But, 1.25 cents, that opens you up a little bit more, maybe 40x. This feels a bit better, and then you'll be part of it. And it'll have retraced quite a lot to get down to that. Like, it will have retraced 80% to get down, or probably even more than that, to get down to that 1.25 cents. So, only then is it a good investment. If it doesn't, I won't bother. I do think 50 cents is kind of like... I do see 50 cents as the upper arm of where it will get to. Because you've got to think, where has it already gotten to? It's already at $1 billion market cap. It's not going to go beyond 50 cents. Anyway, yeah, there we are, Casper. Layer 2 big brands. Let's see what you guys has to say about that. When Casper dumped yesterday, Cardano pump. Yeah, I saw it was a trending cryptocurrency. I was happy to see that. Hold on a minute. Don't worry. XTP. I'm not that martini guy. I don't like shit coins. Optimism, Opt, Matic. What? Op. Must be Matic. Come on. Have you guys watched me? I got in Matic years ago. I don't need to get into Matic again, do I? And let's face it, it's as much as you watch these moronic YouTubers that say, "Oh, Matic, it's undervalued." It's not fucking undervalued at all. Right? Matic is on its value. Like, if that, as far as I'm concerned, Matic's had its big run. It's done. It will make less than a 30x from its low. So, as a lot of you have guessed, the first L2 big brand is Arbitrum, which has already become the 4th largest blockchain as far as total value locked, or 4th largest chain as far as value locked is concerned. So, even during a bear market, and even during, a period where there's not going to be much adoption, where there's not going to be many eyes looking at, what is a project achieving, Arb's delivering. they've got DEXs, they've got DeFi, they've got multiple DeFi apps, they've got gaming, they have got the beginnings of everything else as well. They've got meme coins too. So ARB, the ecosystem's been building. Like, it has been growing. Like, the massive amount of addresses on ARB is already one of the biggest cryptocurrencies. Like, the adoption rate has been extremely high. Like, where you would have, like, it's already 3x Cardano. Cardano's been around since 2017, and ARB has been around, what? Like, about a year in terms of, like, the technology. The token's only been around a few months. But, I mean, in a very short space of time, it's already outpaced a lot of the top cryptocurrencies that have been around for years. And it's already got so much value locked. And it's just performing extremely strong as well. Like, it hasn't gone down. It's not been diluted so much, considering this was an airdropped cryptocurrency. So Arbitrum, it's new. It is currently under $1, which makes it a good psychological price. It is a very strong narrative play, because ARB is the best optimistic rollup performer, and that means that the users, of which there are millions, the users are going to definitely see the benefits of EIP 1448. So when that comes in, ARB's going to be even better, and there's going to be better adoption, and it's almost going to perform like SWI, I would say. I would say it's a little bit like Matic. Like, Matic kind of spun off into its own layer 1. And I think ARB is going to basically, pretty much do the same. It'll have the technological expertise. It'll have a lot of the platforms, users, money locked up. So ARB, I think, is extremely strong. It's a great brand name. The apps currently on it are high quality. I mean, look at Magic. Magic's a fantastic gaming project. And I would say what holds Arbitrum back are kind of two things. Number one, it was airdropped. And as a result of that, it's got pretty inflationary tokenomics. And the second thing is its utility as a token. So ARB is a brilliant brand. It will undoubtedly inspire speculation, bullishness, a lot of adoption, a lot of use of the ARB token. But it's a governance token. And its first test, it failed at. So as a governance token, the ARB team actually operated against the wishes or the votes of the ARB DAO. So that shows that what utility it was built for actually failed her. So that's not a good thing, right? But yet, it's a super strong cryptocurrency. I mean, my God. Coming out of nowhere and being the fourth most the most value-locked blockchain is totally unbelievable. And the fact that it's obviously on MetaMask as well means that it's very easy to do in-ecosystem swaps. So whereas something like Solana, you need to download Phantom or whatever the other wallets are, and then transact on the Solana blockchain via that app, most people have all their stuff on MetaMask. So it's much easier for an ecosystem to grow if they're on MetaMask and have that Ethereum link. And so ARB, I only imagine it'll just grow. It'll just grow. People will use ARB to to obviously transact on chain and be in ARB ecosystem cryptocurrencies. So ARB is a strong name. To me, it's a strong name. I like the name actually as well. I like it. I've never heard anything like it before. Arbitrum. It sounds great. So, yeah, I love Arbitrum. NFTs? Now we get a little bit more specific, a bit more niche. NFTs, I've got Sandbox. There's a multitude of different cryptocurrencies that could have gone in NFTs. But, Sandbox, I would probably say, is a relatively decent NFT-based gaming project. So, this one, I'm looking to get in at 15 cents, and it's halfway there, to be honest. And Sandbox, what I like about Sandbox is that it is the leader in gaming, arguably one of the leaders in NFTs. And it's a big brand. It's aged, so that stands against it. But it's a big brand that has actually almost fully retraced its big move. So Sandbox is like a $8 cryptocurrency, comes down to 15 cents. I mean, what? What a drop in the Sandbox. So that to me is why I really like Sandbox, because it has almost retraced its bull market gains of the last bull market, and it did go up sizably. So that means it can only build on it again with more NFTs, more players, more streaming. So I already see that Sandbox is being streamed on a variety of different platforms, YouTube, and I've seen it on Twitch, and with decent viewership as well. So Sandbox didn't have that in the last bull market. It was only speculation. Next bull market, it will be speculation mixed with it'll be speculation mixed with actual a demonstration of this particular project. Layer 0, I would say that the lowest risk play that I am going for is Avalanche. I like Avalanche. I love the name, I love the brand, I love all the fundamentals about it. Like, Avalanche, I feel, was on the verge of doing what Solana did without it got virtually the same gains without the ecosystem development. And what has been, I would say, encouraging is that Avalanche has almost completely retraced its bull market gains. Like, when I first even saw Avalanche, it was $3 and it had just come out. And then it went from, $3 to $150. And it's almost come fully back, almost retraced fully back. And the great thing about Avalanche is that it's both a layer 0 and a layer 1. So it's kind of like the best of both narratives. So when there's a layer 0 project and people are like, oh, what are the top 5 layer 0 projects? Avalanche comes up. What are the top 5 layer 1 projects? Avalanche comes up. So it gets double barrel speculation, potentially. Because these new investors are going to come in and they're going to be attracted to what other YouTubers are talking about. And they are undoubtedly going to talk about Avalanche. Last bull market, Avalanche had some good DeFi, had Trader Joe, it had Wonderland. All that led to just unbelievable adoption in 2022. Like, even at the beginning of 2022, when Wonderland was taking off, like, there was a lot of adoption into Avalanche. It's so easy as well. And I must admit, I enjoy transacting on Avalanche. I've used Trader Joe. It's extremely cheap, very fast, and it's EVM compatible. So it's like Solana with EVM compatibility. So that's what I like about Avalanche. There's only one thing I don't like about Avalanche. There's 2 things. Number one, there's probably 3 things, but I still think it's strong. Number one, it's not under $1. Number 2, it's been exposed to a bull market. And number 3, it's still got relatively high inflation, and we're seeing that inflation happening right now. There's a token unlock happening, like, kind of now, really. Having said that, Avalanche has managed to not drop during that, but I bought it recently for under $10 because I sold it. I remember selling it in January 2022 for $91. I remember pressing that sell. It was only $60,000 worth of Avalanche at the time, but still, a sell's a sell. And now I'm rebuying back 10x lower. Sounds beautiful. Now I'm hoping that it retraces another 60% and goes to $4, in which case it's almost like it's restarting. So it's like it's in that layer 0 race with Cosmos and Polkadot, and also the kind of Ethereum killer race with Solana and all the others, Near, Algorand. But unlike all those, that haven't retraced the full position. Avalanche probably will. So that's why I like Avalanche. That's why I want Avalanche. Why I'm going to accumulate more if it goes down to $4. How are we doing for time here? Let me have a quick look. 1 minute, 1 hour 44. Holy shit. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, it's doing okay. So Dexes do come under DeFi, but I'm going to specify it because if I put it all under DeFi, I'm only going to have 4 picks when DeFi is quite a big subject anyway. So let's see what you guys say. Uniswap, Pulse X. That's it. Oh, GMX. Pulse X. Saucer swap. I'm surprised it's taken this long for someone to say that. Yeah, will not surprise you. If you're in my DCA group, you will see the position I've already taken in this. But it is GMX. GMX has come down actually a lot. This was what, $70, and I picked up some at 45, and I've got 2 buy orders in the low 30s, only small amounts. But as I said, with the rest of the market going down, you know, I would basically say a factor of about 70%. So I'm probably being a bit nice, to be honest, because the stock market went down about 80%. No, went down about, no, I want to say about 60% in the last recession. If the stock market goes down 60% this time, which actually it could, because they're already too expensive, they're too overblown. If the stock market goes down 60%, cryptos are going to go down 100%. All right, so actually, a lot of these prices could, not saying they will, but could actually end up being expensive. But to me, they've come down so much already that you've got to kind of hang your hat somewhere, right? So GMX, I'd be very happy with this at 15. And GMX is basically it's a decentralized derivatives platform. So it's like Bybit, but decentralized. So if you want to go long, short, with very low slippage, very, very fast, with virtually zero fees, your best bet's GMX. GMX is being used by a lot of big whales I know, right? I like insiders, as it were. GMX is kind of got similar attributes to Chainlink, and as you'll know, Chainlink was my slam dunk coin of the last bull market, and I was right with that one. And GMX has a very, very similar qualities. Like it's highly utilized, and they've got extremely good market makers, from what I can tell. Like, so if GMX has been strong in a bear market, and that's because it's got strong utility now. Like, think about it. This is a leverage era right now. Like, if you think back to 2020, 2019, that was a leverage era. But back then it was BitMEX, and Bybit had just started, and there was a couple of others. And now you can do the exact same thing, but with better security. So you have everything still in your wallet, but you just perform the function using the protocol, which is what GMX is. And of course, you know, it's on arguably one of the better, better ecosystems right now, which is Arbitrum. And again, with EIP 1448, it's going to be even faster. It's going to be even better. So it'll only improve. It'll almost get taken up with layer 2, with the Arbitrum, price rise, I imagine, anyway. So GMX, I would go as far as to say this one could be in the multiple hundreds. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I actually do think it could be in the multiple hundreds in the next bull market. So ideally, let's say it was to go to $300. Ideally, you want to get it at $15. Even if you get it around about, well, again, it depends on what happens with the recession. Like, everything will be relative. If the recession takes everything down 80%, and let's say GMX goes down to $2, worst case scenario, then arguably its ceiling will be about $80. So it will be relative. But on an assumption it goes to about 15, I would say the height would probably be about 300, 200, which would be about 100x. So a lot of these, I feel, have got 100x potential. Not a lot more, but 100x potential. So yeah, so GMX, it's new. It's arguably highly utilized. It's amongst the best, one of the best DeFi products you've got out there because it's got very, very low fees, it's very, very fast, it's very, very responsive. And, it's likely to have high speculation next time. All the big YouTubers will talk about it, undoubtedly. Except for maybe the Bybit ones. Meme! Now we're talking. Now we are talking. So, what do you think for meme? Oh, yeah, and of course, another thing that could spike up GMX is what happens in this bear market? What is the absolute max pain event? And if it is Binance going down, then basically they'll all go down. Like, if Binance goes down, there will be such a big lack of trust. Everybody will leave all the centralized exchanges. Which means it's got to go somewhere. GMX. Hello. Hello. So, let's see what you guys say. Dons. Pepe. Dogechain. Doge. Pepe. Pepe Wojak. Bog. Pepe, Shib. Pepe Wojak. Remember, I'm going for a low risk meme. So, FTX. Harry, as in the Harry Potter, Inu, blah, 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 Pac-Man, Sonic, Mario, whatever. Pepe Doge, Bone Shib, Shiba, Wall Street memes. Bitcoin. Right, I'll put you out of your misery. I think it's quite obvious. Sir, it is Pepe. Pepe. Mwah. Right, you'll know I love Shiba. Shiba's had its time, man. Like, Shiba, I do think it's going to do really well again next cycle, but has it got 100x potential? Nah, not from where it is now. Like, it's a top 30 coin. It's launched a Shibarium. It's had a load of things. Had the NFTs, Shiboshis. It's exploited the meme and dog factor a lot. And there's room for a new kid on the block. And this bull market's Shiba is Pepe. So, whereas in the last market's Doge was Shib, the next market's Shiba is Pepe. And so Pepe, while I don't think it's going to make a 1000x or a 4000x from here, not at this entry price, I do think 100x there is potential for 100x. And it's already, like I said, it's already come down a lot. It's been whittled down, like you saw. Like, I managed to get it at 0.609 during the Binance and Coinbase SEC drama. And then it went up to 1.6, and then it went to 5 zeros 160, so almost 2x straight away. And now it's come right back down to that, 6 zeros 9. And I think, actually, to be honest, I think that could be actually optimistic. Like, that's not even half the price. And a lot of these I've predicted 60-70% plummet. And this one I've not even gone 50%. But the reason why is because Pepe, ever since it came out, has pretty much trended every day. So it's so strong. There's so many people that want in on it that it almost has to penetrate all of those buy walls. If I can get on with it. Hey Siri, what are blah blah blah? Penetrate Bibles? What the fuck? So yeah, anyway, so Pepe is new. It's well under $1. It's a narrative play. It will undoubtedly have... Not only is it trending, not in a meme season, but it's also very, very likely to have 3 kind of meme hypercycles in the next bull market. So it's strong either way. So I just think it just needs to have more FUD, get taken down. I might actually downgrade that to 4. I think initially I wanted it to go to 1 because that was my first entry point into Pepe. But I'm not sure it's going to go down that low because when I think about when I invested in it, it didn't have anywhere near the kind of interest it has now. Like, it was still really new when I got into it at 601. So I just don't see it going that low again. So I think 0.4 because it's just been strong. Same as Shiba Inu. That's been strong. During this whole bear market, it's only gone down like 20% or something. It's actually not gone down a lot. So meme coins just seem to have strength. So yeah, I hope to be wrong. I want to get this cheaper. But Super, have you seen news about Pepe? Yeah, of course I've seen it. Pepe's not a rug pull. It's just FUD. There's always FUD. You probably forget about it in a month's time. So anyway, yeah. So strong narrative. It's the king of non-bull exposed memes at this point. It's the king of non-bull exposed memes. It's got to be done. It's got to be said. Right, now we're getting into the sexy stuff. Sexy. Right, what do you think gaming is? What should we do? Pulse Doja will make melt faces. No, wait. Pepe is the Kong! Nakamoto Games Wazda. Nope. You should know I don't like shit like that. Gala Gala, GFAL, Gala Gala, Vulcan Forged, GFAL, Gala 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 Gala, Magic, Star Atlas, Gala 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 Gala. Guys, you've got to remember what I've said. I'm not doing any duplication, I mean. So if it appears in one narrative, it's not going to appear in another. So games devs, I think you'll all pretty much guess what my number 1 is there. But in gaming, i.e. a single game title, now what do you think it is? Someone's got it. 2 people have got it. 3 people have got it now. Ikomai, no, that's an NFT play. And it's aged as well, so why even bother? Yeah, now you're all getting it. Now you're all getting it! Yeah, it is definitely Illuvium. Now, Illuvium may be a aged cryptocurrency, but fuck me. Think about what it did in the last cycle. I bought Illuvium in the last cycle. I actually was the first YouTuber to talk about Illuvium, and it would just come out. It came out and it was about $48. It subsequently went up to $1,500. Like, no, it went up to 2,000. Went up to 2,000. I cashed out way before that. I cashed out at like 800. I'm gutted that I did that. But Illuvium, to me anyway, Illuvium back in the last bull market was just a name. Yeah, you could put into it. It had staking coming up. It had great, trailers and all that kind of thing. It was new. It had a hype cycle. But now, if you look at the gameplay of Illuvium, it's top notch, right? So there are these really nice, I can't remember what you call them, but you're essentially following the character, all right? So you're behind them. It's like Fortnite. I don't know what the wording is for it, but that's basically the view that you've got. And there's a few. There's Fortnite, there's Returnal, there's Hades. There's loads of those games. Those are those, like, RPG games where you're kind of following the character. Third person, yes, kind of it. where you're following the character and you just got these absolutely incredible visages. You know, it's very picturesque, incredible graphics. And our version in the cryptocurrency world is Illuvium. It looks immense. I've seen multiple gameplay videos on it and it just looks supreme. And you can play it. I mean, you have to be like a beta tester, but eventually it will come out and have a full release. And I just think I think it's an incredible game. I think it looks spectacular. Arguably the best game I've seen in crypto. Hands down. Hands down. There's nothing better. So, you've got to invest in it, haven't you? Now, for Illuvium to make a 100x, it would essentially have to go to $1,750. But it's already gone higher than that. And the thing that you've got to... Well, this is on the basis it goes down to 17, which it was until Alex Becker made a video about it on Twitter like a week ago. Like, it was nicely falling. It was about $40, $39. And Alex Becker puts a tweet out. And he's like, oh yeah, easiest 50x you'll ever make is Illuvium. And then all of a sudden it starts pumping. What the fuck are you doing, Alex? So anyway, but Illuvium, hopefully they'll forget all the gains made by that. It will come plummeting, crashing down in the recession. And then you can scoop this up for essentially a third of the price that it came out at in the last bull market. So I bought it at like $48. It just come out. I didn't see it any cheaper than that. And it's going to be a third of that price, I imagine, because it's already cheaper than that price now. So when recession and regulation is like starting to clean up, then I imagine that, you know, Illuvium's going to really plummet. And there'll probably be some FUD article, who knows, about Illuvium at some point, and then it'll really bring it down. I won't invest in Illuvium unless it gets to that, because I don't think the gains is there unless it gets there. Otherwise, you're just kind of looking at a 40x, and then you've got to think, well, is my money really best placed with Illuvium? But I really, really like Illuvium. I really want in on this coin yet again. I knew I had a good one last time. But this time, you know, I think gaming's going to have a mega narrative, just like it did last time. Last time, it was Axie Infinity. This time, I think it will be Illuvium. So, Illuvium, I think, will be the big one. And yeah, I want to be quite heavy in it. Because look at how Axie Infinity did. Went from like $2 to, you know, nearly $300. So yeah. And Illuvium's already done it. And it could just replicate it. It really could. Even if it doesn't replicate it but gets very close to it, let's say it goes to like $1,000, still a big multiplier. But yeah, but because of the tokenomics, I think because it's like in the millions of tokens, then I think it's going to really have a mega pump. Right, Metaverse. What's in Metaverse, would you say? And who have we got into else? Mr. Zuni, Lindsay, handcuffs. Decentraland. Hi, Decentraland. What's better, Illuvium or Star Atlas? Without a doubt, Illuvium is better in terms of A, graphics, B, credibility, and C, well, I think it's credibility and trustworthiness are the same thing. Like, it's kind of a bigger market cap, safer, more, but Star Atlas has better multiplier potential, but it's higher risk. So high reward, high risk. So arguably, Illuvium is lower risk. It fits slap bang in here. But if we're talking about Star Atlas, that would obviously be a higher risk cryptocurrency, because we don't even know if it's gonna end up coming out of this bull market, still being funded in the bear market, and still have runway. What about Wilder World? Yeah, it's good, but you know, we need more picks to be revealed first. Hi, Nia. What? Wait, hold on. Let me just delete some idiot. Okay, so in Metaverse, we have got a bit of a boring pick, but you'll know that I'm buying this one, and it's Decentraland. So Decentraland is the definitive metaverse project out there. Like, there is no more of a mature project, more of one that's got more hodlers, that's got more actual users that have played the game, that's got NFTs, that's got actually things of value within the ecosystem. So Decentraland is the number one. It's the blue chip of metaverse. It's essentially like the equivalent of, I suppose, Meta on the stock market. So as far as the lowest risk, but still with some very high, with some good upside potential, some fantastic upside potential, it's Decentraland. So this would go to, it would only need to double its last all-time high to 100x, which I think could very easily happen, because it's kind of like the only real functional metaverse that exists right now that has been going on for a while. You can go play it right now. You can go actually own. You can actually own kind of property in this metaverse. I love it. I do actually love it. And in the last bull market, somebody paid, I think it was 1.2 million for a shopping street in Decentraland. And I think it was I think it was a big name. Can't remember who it was. I think it was either a big retailer or it was a big bank that bought this huge plot of land. But that just shows you what is already available and there in the metaverse and in Decentraland. And it has come down so much from its all-time high, which again was about $7-8, and it's now what? It's gone down to like 28 cents. It's come down so much. Like, I thought it would hit 25 cents on the assumption Bitcoin went to 14,000, and Bitcoin's at 25,000, and it's already at 28 cents. So this coin can actually drop a bit more. I'm going to put it a bit less. I'm going to put 10 cents. I'll put 10 cents. Then it only needs to go to its all-time high, pretty much, to get 100x, which I think could easily be done. Because the metaverse, it's developing. Just like AI, technology is developing. You know, the Apple have just brought out the Apple Vision. There's obviously a new version of what's it called? Oculus Quest. The new, I suppose the kind of generic VR glasses that you can buy, and VR is only going to get, is only going to get more and more sophisticated. I mean, look at Black Mirror and a really good episode called Striking Vipers, where you put this little disc on your head, and it basically transmits the virtual reality to you. I think that's a thing that's going to happen. You know, all these things are a thing. And then there's probably going to be, the thing that you can have inserted inside your neck and all sorts. Like, Metaverse just has the potential to be such a big narrative, a futuristic narrative, just like AI. And, Decentraland, I would say, it is a little bit childlike, the graphics. It is a little bit like Roblox when you compare something like High Street more to Call of Duty in terms of graphics. But it's the most matured metaverse. So to me, Decentraland is like buying Facebook. So regardless of how great it looks, it's got the name. It's got the name Decentraland. Like, that is literally the McDonald's kind of brand of the metaverse. Let's face it. It's a great name. It's really, you don't get better than that. And then we go to games developers. What do you think it's going to be for that? They lost most of their team there at Star Atlas. I don't know if they lost most of their team. They did have to let some people go because they did run out of funds, because a lot of their funds were on FTX. But the project's still moving, and moving very well from what I can see. So here we go, peeps. Now we've got Gala, Goes for a Living, Gala, Miria. I was crawling in dirt when a kid. These days they'll be plugged in as if in the Matrix. True. But you can't fight fate. Gala, Sidus. Oh, it's only one person saying Sidus. Gala, Miria. Well, let me put you out of your misery. It is predictably Gala. I think I might actually be being a little bit generous with Gala here. So presently, Gala is about, 1.6 cents, 1.7 cents? And I've only put it down to lose about half of its value. So you go down to 0.085 of a cent. And I think that's actually very... I think that's going to be more than doable. So Gala is, I would say, the blue chip of games developers. It was booming in the last bull market. It went to, $1 in the last bull market. And now it's retraced that position, 80x? It's almost back down to a cent entirely, which would be 100x to get back to its old all-time high. And I think it'll just go down, a lot more than that and open up even bigger multipliers. So Gala is, I would say, it's an aged cryptocurrency. That's not in its favor, but it is cheap. It's well under $1. It's a strong narrative play, inarguably one of the best narratives. So games developers, that means that you are hedging your bets a lot more. If you get into Illuvium and something goes bad with Illuvium, bang, your money's gone. With Gala, something happens to Spider Tanks, who cares? You've got the Walking Dead saga, you've got Townville, or Town Star, whatever it's called. You've got more games to fall back on. Like, as far as a comparable, I would say that there was a really good company back in the 80s, and the only reason, and it was called Ocean Software, and the only reason they were able to be so big a games company is because they had licensed games. They got the license for James Bond, for Platoon, for RoboCop, for Terminator, and as a result, they become a behemoth. And Gala are about the same. So unlike Nakamoto and Wagme and all these shitty games developers companies where they're just bringing out crappy titles like Miniclip, like Gala are actually bringing out licensed stuff. They were founded by the guy who created Zynga. Zynga created Farmville, and they've created basically a Farmville copy. They're creating Walking Dead, and they're creating other brands as well. They're other brands they are making games around. And Spider Tanks is a fantastic looking game too. So it's high quality games or licensed games. So therefore, Gala's at the top of the tree. And I would say one of the lowest risk cryptocurrency you can get in games development. So love it or hate it, Gala's got a great name. And ever since the last bull market, it went to $1 in the last bull market on games alone. In the next bull market, it's just a media company now. So it's also film and music. So it's also an NFT play, as it were. So it's games development, gaming, and NFT. So there's quite a lot of narratives in one. So to me, it mitigates its risk of failure. Of course it can fail. Anything can. There was a hack on Gala, on one of its chains or whatever. And it caused a lot of panic and the price plummeted. But it very quickly recovered and nobody even thinks about that anymore. So to me, I think Gala's is incredibly strong. It's got great fundamentals, great team, and now it's got great pumpermentals as well. The only thing is it's not new, but I think it's got a lot more value still to give, to pump out. Launchpads. I'm going to move through the rest quite quickly now. Launchpads. DAOmaker. DAOmaker is the number one, I would say. It's the number one launchpad in terms of where the kind of money is. I would say that people that are looking for credible projects to invest in go to DAOmaker. Play came out of DAOmaker. Tenet came out of DAOmaker. ChainGPT came out of DAOmaker. Layer AI came out of DAOmaker. A few of them recently, I'm sure there was another one, but a few of them recently have come out of DAOmaker. They do actually launch very good coins. And in the last bull market, arguably, they had amongst the best ever performances. I think DAOmaker had Blocktopia. And that was like that was 1000x, I think. 600 to 1000x. So DAOmaker presently is about, I think it's about 60, 70 cents. So I think this is going to come down a lot. Launchpads are really a bull market project. Like, you invest in them in bull markets. But DAO Maker seems to be delivering even in a bear market. So it's coming down. It's not coming down as fast as like a Bluezilla Launchpad would come. But as far as I'm concerned, from what I can see, there's no change to how to get involved in pre-sale or private sale cryptocurrencies for the normal retail investor other than launchpads. To me, I don't think there's going to be another way in the next bull market. It's still going to be launchpads. I can't see what regulation can be enforced to stop people going into, as long as they are precluding US investors getting into it, unless they're accredited, then they are actually in compliance with the SEC. So launchpads, to me, remain the way to get into private sales. So, and because DAO Maker is arguably the one with the most credible projects, I would put this as number one. In DeSo, I would say that the number one at this point, anyway, with Friends Tech not having a token at this point, but that's on the base blockchain, is DeSo. DeSo is very close to actually being like Friends Tech, actually. It's, you know, a creator creates a social coin. You buy that social coin. The value goes up based on their popularity. And DeSo has the potential also to be like a crypto-only fans. Friends Tech, I don't know quite how DeSo missed the mark. Friends Tech took the mark. And I think it was a very good base blockchain marketing ploy that Friends Tech, I had a load of my whale friends saying, giving me invite codes. I haven't yet joined Friends Tech, but they were giving me invite codes, and they are on Friends Tech, right? So I don't know how DeSo missed the mark. They fucked up. They had an opportunity. They could have been Friends Tech if they hadn't, messed up like that. But DeSo is basically a version of Friends Tech, social coins, and it's relatively new as well, and it's not had a bull market pump. Well, I mean, it has had a bull market pump, but it's not had full exposure to a bull market. So DeSo came out at the tail end of the last bull market, and it went up to $500, and it's now at what, $8, $7, $8. I think it's going to go down to $3. DeSo, there's not been really a narrative around decentralized social media, and there may not be. Metaverse, when there was a metaverse narrative in the last bull market, it came in September, October, like 2 months before the end of the bull cycle. For all we know, decentralized social media could come out in like October 2025. Like this could, even if this doesn't go down to $3, which I think it will, in a recession, it still may take a while for DeSo to actually be a narrative. So, yeah, I think $3 should be a cinch. But DeSo, I think, is probably the lowest risk of what's out there presently. Or one of, anyway. Storage. Storage is not sexy. I'm not a big fan of storage. I don't really like storage coins, if I'm honest. Like, the only reason I'm in Stratos is because that's a blockchain and storage and computing and an Oracle. And that's why I liked it. But a pure storage play, I don't really like it. It's not my type of thing. But it would be good to have exposure should the narrative play out. And so the lowest risk, I think you'll probably all know it. You'll probably all know it. It's Arweave. So Arweave, I would want to buy at $2. Arweave is kind of like, I mean, it's had what? It had Meta partnering with them. Like Arweave, I think, have like they're not as matured as Filecoin, right? Arweave's relatively new, and relatively low market cap compared to something like Filecoin, right? So to me, it actually has got multiplier potential if there's a storage narrative, and storage is a good use case for the blockchain. It may not be sexy, but it is a very good use case for centralized solutions that are out there. I don't really I'm not going to pretend to know anything about storage solutions, but like Google or Amazon Web Services or whatever. There's decent competitors, big businesses, revenue generating models on storage that are centralized, and Arweave is obviously meant to be decentralized. So there won't be limitations. You can't be kicked off or erased from using the network if you don't comply or your face doesn't fit, kind of thing. So yeah, I would say Arweave's decent. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to talk any more already about it. That would be what I have for storage. Then base blockchain. This is a very new ecosystem, and nothing at this present time is actually that credible at this point. So right now, I am putting bald. I was going to put this in meme coins, but actually, this was the first coin. This was the coin that exploded base blockchain. Like, bald did a 300x in 24 hours or something, and so it got everybody knowing about base blockchain. Now, I know there's been stories about rug pulls and stuff, but I stupidly, I was going to buy bald last Saturday. It was at 0.003, and today it's at 0.019. So in the space of a week, it's pretty much 7x, 8x. So that was stupid, wasn't it? So I should have gotten into that. So I would therefore just wait for it to retrace back down, lose 10x from where it is now, 0015, put some money in, speculate with it. But base blockchain, without a doubt, is going to be a behemoth in the next bull cycle. And bald is one of the originals, and bald corresponds with everything. It's a narrative play, it's a meme coin and base blockchain. It is well under $1. It's well outside the top 500. And it is non-bull exposed. So it basically has everything that I would look for in a cryptocurrency. So with a lack of other projects really to invest in, and the rest look a little bit... The rest look a little bit... Like Leet Swap, for instance, that was a fuck up. So bald is probably the only one I would say is native to base blockchain. You would know it. You know that comes out of base blockchain alone. So therefore, it would be what I would invest in. Kind of that's one of the only ones I probably invest in. Cardano blockchain. This was a tough one. It was between two, really. What do you think it's going to be? I bet you're going to guess the two, actually. The recession is upon us. Credit swaps on commercial property is going to spin us back to 2008. Expect blood and cheap crypto. Yeah, I agree with you, LibTech. Absolutely. Cardano is beyond useless and boring. You may say that, but you know it always finds a way to pump heavily. I mean, it's an institutional coin. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I really do think. I did think. I'm not sure how much I think it anymore, but I really did used to think Cardano would be the blockchain. I thought it would be the one that is better than Ethereum, way more valuable than Bitcoin, like in market cap. I thought that it would be the number one cryptocurrency one day. I will admit it's not as sexy as it used to be, only because it's been around two bull markets now. It's kind of a little bit, it's lost its spark, its zizzle, its X factor. It's lost it. It's not quite as sexy as it was, but you can't fight institutions like this is going to be multiple ETFs, and the money's going to flow into Cardano, and as a result, the blockchain, it always finds a way to do well. Mark my words. So anyway, let's see what you guys are saying. So Sunday Copy, I don't even know what that is. Is that Cornucopius? I don't know what. Oh, Parabius is like DeFi, isn't it? No, it's none of those shitty ones. Sunday Cornucopia. No, oddly enough, none of you have guessed it. And I said it was between two, but the one I went with in the end was Meld. And Meld, I think, because it reminds me a lot of Injective. So it is a purpose-built for DeFi layer 1. So it's going to have... It's basically a blockchain built for finance. And if you think about it, it's kind of exactly like Injective, actually. It's like on a very... It's intended to be on a very fast blockchain. Cardano was at the very beginning, looking to be the first 1 million transactions per second blockchain. So on the basis that that does get realized in time, that scalability, the cheapness of transactions, then, for sure, Meld will perform very, very well out of it. So like I said, DeFi functioning, lending, borrowing, creating DeFi dApps, all of those things, DEXs, all of that stuff you can do with Meld. So it was kind of between Meld and Sunday Swap. But I went with Meld because it looks like a grander vision. But what I like about Sunday Swap is that Sunday Swap is a lot like Pancake Swap. So Pancake Swap did a mega X in the last bull market. It did what? 300x, 400x in the last bull market, bottom to top. It really did well. And Sunday Swap is basically the same. So like with Elite Swap on base blockchain, when the Cardano ecosystem gets up and running, and there's loads of projects, there's meme coins. Well, meme coins you actually want, not like Hosky and all that crap. Meme coins, DeFi, metaverse, all that shit, all that shizzle. People are gonna want one main DEX to cover it, and that's why Sunday Swap was always going to be the number one DeFi dApp or DEX that came out of Cardano. But unfortunately, they got embroiled. Oh, I'm so annoyed with it. Embroiled into a legal battle with CardStarter, and that's why I joined CardStarter actually, because I wanted in on Sunday Swap back then, and we're talking about kind of August 2021. I was so super bullish on Sunday Swap. I really thought it was going to be one of the best performers in that bull market. I didn't know it was going to come out so late. But I really thought it was going to be one of the best performers in the bull market. And I really wanted in. So much so, I joined CardStarter at a massive, not loss, but I bought CardStarter much higher than I could have initially, just to get into Sunday Swap, and then it didn't happen. And that's the legal battle. It was an agreement, whatever. And that has spoiled Sunday Swap's reputation, I guess. But I think in a bull market, if there's a Cardano ecosystem, surge, then Sunday Swap is going to blow up. It's going to blow up. And at this present time, it's like 0.008. So it's like it's all-time lowest. So it really was between the two. But Mel just looks like a bigger one. I'm going to ask you guys, actually, if I can. Which do you prefer? Sunday Swap or Meld? And just to show you the difference between the two, if I can. And Meld's got decent volume considering it's Cardano cryptocurrency that hasn't really had much of a bull market, to be honest. Cardano's getting relatively forgotten. And Sunday Swap is like 21,000, and that's a Cardano project. So it's showing you kind of like how Meld is really performing very well. But Sunday Swap... Oh, that's weird. They've changed it now to Sunday Labs. Sunday Governance, Sunday Swap, Sunday Rewards. Okay, I'll have to look into that a little bit more. I think they should have just stayed a Sunday Swap. But I think they're trying to be like Pancake Swap, just offer more. But anyway, yeah, so you've got Sunday Swap. And then you've got Meld. The blockchain built for DeFi. And it's multi-chain as well. And that's another benefit of Cardano, is that it's multi-chain. Integrates DeFi mechanics, direct access to lending, borrowing, cross-chain bridging, liquidity, and fiat services. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think? Meld or Oh, I didn't even. Right, there we are. So meld or Sunday swap? What's your one? I don't give a shit for min swap. Min swap's crud. It's got a really shitty brand name. Wait, min swap volume way higher. Let's have a look at that. Sunday swap 21. Min swap 8k. What the fuck are you talking about? It's 3 times less. What the hell happened here? It really went down. None of them. Oh, wow. 50-50. Interesting. Right, I'm going to carry on. So I've only got 2 more to go. So, this is a controversial one. For identity, if it goes down low enough, which I don't think it will, then WorldCoin at 30 cents. I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah, I don't really need to say much more about WorldCoin. WorldCoin, as you know, is kind of like an AI play and an identity play. It's meant to be decentralized identities and related to some form of orb that does biometric identification. It's pretty cool. It's actually the coin that always should have come out. But will it go as low as 30 cents? It might do, actually, because it's overvalued. And then the last one, for DAG. Let's see what you think for DAG. Oh, Sunday Swap's winning, 54%. That's interesting. Is it interesting? I don't know. Mate, is VeChain ugly or sexy? I would say VeChain is sugly. It's kind of a bit of both. It's kind of in a very unsexy category, which is supply chain. That is dry and boring. Who fucking likes that? But it's the sexiest brand in supply chain. So it's kind of a bit of both. Okay, here we go. H bar, Kitmare. Oh yeah, I suppose so actually. Oh well, I guess you know it's not Kitmare now. Constitution DAG. I think you probably mean Constellation. A0. Do you like DAGs? Yeah, I love. Yeah. Do you like? Are you saying that like DAGs, like dogs? A0 Cadena. I'm not sure I would class Cadena as that. H bar, A0, H bar. Basically, it's between as you guys are saying, it's basically H bar and A0. And I am going to. What the fuck? Piss off, Siri.
Excellent choice. Each dog's nosoprint is unique, just like a human fingerprint.
What the hell? Fuck off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not going to disappoint you. It is Hedera. Now, Hedera, you know, I'm not going to lie. I have got big bags of Hedera. But I have a lot of conviction with Hedera at the same time. Now, I bought Hedera, unluckily, very expensively. I bought it at ICO, but actually ended up getting it very expensive. And if Hedera goes down 2 cents, I'm going to basically buy as much as I've already got, which is a lot. I've got about 1.8 million Hedera, and I would basically double it. If it goes to 1 cent, I'll double it again, probably. I really like Hedera. Hedera is one of those cryptocurrencies that in the last bull market, it just didn't seem to have that blow off top. Like it was 3 cents, and then it went up to about 40, 50 cents. And then, well, it was 1 cent actually when it came out, but then it was kind of like in 2020, it was about 3 cents. And then it went up to 50 cents, and it didn't have that blow off top. Like, it's a project that I think is just is never actually had its full value realized. So a lot of cryptocurrencies like Cardano, I probably would say it had its whole value realized in the last market, and hopefully in the next market, $12 will be about its value. But Hedera, I would say this is a $5 cryptocurrency in the future. I personally think it's the king of DAGs, one of the fastest blockchains. And actually, in my opinion, this should be it should have had the same value as about Solana. It should have. I think that really the reason why it didn't is because of there wasn't much coverage about Hedera in the last bull market. A lot of YouTubers were talking about Avalanche, Solana, and Terra Luna, and those coins. They weren't really talking about Hedera. And I think in the next market it'll be different. You've already got BitBoy kind of leading the charge on Hedera. He spoke about Hedera a lot. I think what's his name? Altcoin Daily has spoken about Hedera a lot. I think Hedera is going to be talked about a lot more this market. And I think that it'll definitely exceed $1, I should imagine, next time round. So 2 cents, that'd be an easy 50x. And hopefully it should reach about $2, which will be 100x. But Hedera, I put this in the same ilk as Solana. It's virtually the same. Virtually the same. Difference is adoption. That's the difference. Otherwise, technologically, virtually the same as Solana. So it's just, to me, it's not had its value realized. That's the difference. So these are my 20 coins in this category. So I personally think that's a 100x category there. It's not very risky, and I think that they're very good cryptocurrencies. For the most part, they shouldn't drastically fail. Now, what is the degen play, which some of you, well, a lot of you have stayed for. So if I get up to 450 likes before I reveal that, then that would be dandy. All you have to do, as you know, is if you're watching anyway. All you need to do is just move your right arm, click that like, done and dusted. So easy. What's to it? And if you haven't yet, click the subscribe as well. Result. Give us maybe 3 to 4. Oh, you mean in that list? Yeah, I could do that because I could always just consolidate it down to 5 if I wanted to do a video on like top 5 degen plays. Okay. Oh wow, that was very quickly reached. So thank you very much, people. Right. Okay. So you'll notice recently that this category here has had quite a strong narrative. These Telegram bots. Now, I didn't really know what they were, but I looked into it, and they are essentially ways of being able to make ginormous profits on trending cryptocurrencies, highly popular, highly liquid new cryptocurrencies, and all of that kind of thing. And it's just been a really good way of people being able to maximize huge profits with these auto snipers, where they kind of buy at a certain price, sell at a certain price. They make you gains while you sleep, make you gains while you do your normal day-to-day stuff. Like, to me, it's not really... It took me a while to get onto this thing, and I'm not really in it as such. However, there is a project that I've heard about that I'd say somebody well connected to me has spoken a lot about, and that's this one, Profit Bots. It's not out yet. It's coming out in the next few days, so what I would suggest is join their Telegram, and I think this is gonna boom. This is gonna boom. This has got really good features, apparently. This will apparently not allow you to miss out on something like Pepe. It will be able to do this algorithmic auto-sniping thing, where it will be able to detect what is very, very popular, like in terms of liquidity, activity, social metrics, blah, 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 blah. And it will be able to buy stuff for you and then sell stuff for you and make you gains. Like, it's... but this one also gives you a revenue share as well. So you hold the token and you get a share of the revenue. So I'm not really into this type of technology because I've never used it personally. But because I've seen, Unibot do well, Unibot has done extremely well. And actually, the person that told me about it was kind of instrumental in Unibot. So that's why I'm probably gonna buy it and just try and just be a degen play. Just try and get it as early as possible and test it out maybe a bit and probably take a bit of profits. But what I will say is that this will undoubtedly be extremely oversubscribed. Like when this comes out on Uniswap, which is what I imagine it will be. And I don't think it's out yet. It's definitely not out yet, actually. When this comes out on Uniswap, I think it'll just kind of blow up. So my recommendation is join the Telegram group, be kind of in the know, and if you're around when it basically starts. If you can get into it really early, this could be a very, very good snipe itself. But from what I've seen, I don't really like the tax, buy sell 5% tax, but the features of it seems like actually, as far as the utility is concerned, this could be a really good way of making profits in cryptocurrency. I have to test it myself, and apparently, if the bot actually makes you a massive profit, then it auto generates for you a kind of P&L image that you can share, and you can say you were in. So a little bit like what you see with Binance Futures, where people are like, oh, they're like 200% up because of like a leverage trade they've done, and they like post that in the group, and it normally has like their referral code or something in it. That's what this will do. So it will actually generate an image saying how you got into this coin early, you made a 1400% gain on it, and one of the taglines they said was, "You will never miss out on a Pepe again using profit bots." So apparently they've got a big and experienced team. So yeah, I would it's a degen play, not financial advice. Buyer beware, take it at your own risk. But apparently this one could have a very good. If this Telegram bot narrative continues, and it is doing very well with Unibot leading the charge, and everything's trying to be the next Unibot, then this one could do well. So anyway, yeah, there we are. I'll probably do one or two more of these, maybe. See what you guys say. There's 496 of you. I've been on for nearly 3 hours. Quite a long stream. I don't really want to do long streams for YouTube, but I can do another 5 minutes. If any of you guys have any particular requests for the narrative that you would like to see, I'll do two degens. Realm, Suppo. I hold Realm. Realm's on Polygon, isn't it? So I got Realm in the last bull market. Without looking at it, obviously I know of it. It looked very much like kind of Illuvium, I suppose, but nowhere near the kind of marketing. I don't really hear many people talk about Realm. Gaming meme. Would you consider privacy as a narrative for the next bull run? I would consider ZK, which is zero knowledge. That's a version of privacy. And I would consider that a potential narrative. But I think that where privacy has the potential to fall down is like the Dashes, the Moneros. They will always exist to an extent, but I think that they won't be included in any ETFs because the SEC and governments and the big money, they will not want where things aren't trackable, where it's not transparent, where you can't spy on people, know what people are spending on. They don't like those anti-establishment cryptocurrencies like Monero Dash, Zcash, those privacy coins. They're fucked. They're dead. But zero knowledge, that there is potential for that. But I wouldn't say privacy was something I was very bullish on. Okay. New layer 1. So Solana Killer says 1, 2. Let's say that. Degen Gaming and Meme. RWA, I think it will happen, but I don't really know if it will. I don't know. It probably will. Do you talk about VRA? Nope. AI. Okay, so I'll do gaming. I'll do gaming first. So, So my degen play for gaming is Star Atlas. Star Atlas is a degen play because it's very, very low market cap. And it got caught up in the FTX drama. So it's very high risk as a result of that. But the upside potential is dramatically explosive if it manages to release. And they are staying on target. They're delivering on gameplay. They are showing levels that you can play, and the graphics do look insane. Like, I would say that if Illuvium is number 1, I would probably say Star Atlas is number 2. It's on Solana. I would say this was Solana's beacon game. Like, they want this to succeed. And I think that FTX definitely wanted this to succeed. We would not be seeing Star Atlas at this price if it wasn't for what happened with FTX. Like, they wanted this to succeed. And I think that in its own right, it has the potential to succeed. So I think at this price, so it's presently 0.0015 or 16, one of the two. And it has reached its all-time low in the last week. And I think this is going to go down to under a cent. I think under a cent, I'd buy. Because this has reached like 30 cents as a all-time high. And if it went down to under 0.001, that would be a 300x potential. 300x potential to get back to where it was. I'm not saying necessarily it will do that, but it could, and it also could exceed it. You know, it managed to get to 28 cents on launch day. Like, it's not based on what does the game look like, how does it play, how can you earn from it, blah, 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 the NFT ecosystem. So there's so much value to be unlocked. It's just whether they have the ability to bring it out, to market it, have all the money for it, and just keep going. If they can, this could be a belter. This could be a really explosive cryptocurrency. But it's high risk, high reward. It's got great fundamentals. I love it. It's got a huge amount of holders as well, like over 100,000. Let me just have a look, actually. Pretty sure it's got quite a lot. And of course, being on Solana means you can transact in the NFT space and buy and all these things for the game much cheaper. Oh, Solana FM, I fucking hate that. Solana FM is so shit. Doesn't give you anything. Right, here we go. This is the one to really use. Not that utter tripe. Yeah, 132,000 hodlers of Star Atlas. That's massive. And considering that Star Atlas is 14 million and 53 million in totally diluted value, so let's do that. $405 per hodler on its fully diluted value. That's unbelievable. Let's have a look and see on its present market cap value. 110. That's just ridiculous. So it's showing you it's supremely undervalued in terms of like the amount of hodlers it's got. The value should actually be higher. It should be, it should be based on its current market cap, like I measure most cryptocurrencies, it should be 14x higher. So that's showing you it's hideously undervalued. So yeah, Star Atlas would be my degen play. Have you heard the news about BitBoy? What's that? I bet it's going to be something funny, surely. Star Atlas is the number 1, better than Illuvium. I wouldn't go that far, but I would definitely say it's excellent. No, it's Star Atlas, not the Polis. That's shit. Star Atlas. Atlas the token. BitBoy got fired from his own... What? Bullshit. I don't see anything about it. Yeah, I've not seen anything about it. That would be that's interesting. Huh, that was stressful. You will hear more soon. Interesting. Coco to the Moon. I really like Coco. Let me have a look and see what the price is of that. So there's two narratives going on right now, which one I don't really like, I've got to be honest, and that's betting, gambling. Not a fan of it. But basically, this cryptocurrency. So whilst Unibot has really spurred on the interest of Telegram bots, Rollbit has spurred on the interest in betting cryptocurrencies. So there's one Based Games that did really well out of gambling, but the one I like the most is Coco. Really, really love the look of Coco, and it's now at about 2.5 cents, which is the price I wanted to buy at. And like I said in the last stream, from Morales Money, Coco had incredible growth in 1 month. Can't remember how I found it. I think it was newish coins or something. Oh no, I think it was based on buyers. Oh, Bad Idea AI is the one that's really blowing off now. And yeah, it is Coco, still doing really well. I mean, from a market cap point of view, it's like 3 million, it's like 2.5 million. And a decent amount of hodlers based on its market cap. I mean, look, nearly the same amount of hodlers as Rollbit. But yeah, Bad Idea AI is really picking up hodlers, isn't it? Let me have a look at that one. Again, I think it's part of shit, but oh, it's come down actually a little bit. And I think that is it. I was gonna do another one, but BitBoy's wife has a boyfriend. Hello, Suppo. Why hasn't Solana upgrade to MetaMask or have keyless entry without blackouts or shut down? Can Solana improve? Yeah, Solana can always improve. Like, its current iteration is not the finished article. It's still got a ways to go, and that's the great thing about getting into something in relatively early stage. Like, Solana is actually in beta still, you know, and it's achieved what it has in its not finished state. So, why don't you like the gambling narrative? Because I don't like gambling. That's all it is. Like, it's my own personal preference. Like, I just wouldn't touch it because it's gambling, and gambling is, I mean, cryptocurrency is already in itself gambling, and you can lose your money with it. You can just lose it double with gambling. That's the thing. However, it does look quite fun on Coco, so that actually changes my mind. Do one more, please. Okay. I'll do games developers. How about that? Games developers. What do you guys say? Games developers. Super. What do you think about the username? What, Flush 100x? Yeah, I like it. Games devs. Oh, all right. Now you guys are coming up with your. I think you're not going to be too surprised. Do AI picks. Layer 2 big brands. AI. There's quite a few wanting AI. So, I mean, you won't be surprised by either, really. Like, they're not Like, these two in the middle are probably more surprising. These two in the middle are probably, again, more surprising than the degen play, because the degen tends to be what I've already kind of spoken about. So without meaning to... I'm trying to be quite... I'm trying to show you guys some new stuff. But... I'm not going to do the meme one. Because... I don't really have one answer. So I'll do AI then. And you guys will know. You guys guess. Guess for AI. I just bought 52k worth of Jake Paul pube Inu. That is fucking funny. Suppo, apparently Alex Becker is still bullish on Mobland. Do you have any idea who's a good one to invest? I need to look into that. I need to look into that one. Yeah, a few of you have got it. A few of you have got it already. It is not a surprise. Super. Optimal buy prices. Which blue chip has the best gains potential? Link, Dot, Solana. Easy. Solana easily. Solana could have 100x. ADA, 20... That would be probably a 50x. Link... Link would be okay. Dot might be okay, but Solana is a no-brainer. Okay, so a lot of you did say it, and a lot of you have got it wrong also. So the degen is an obvious one. The degen one is AI pad. So AI pad, to me, is going to perform just like how Meta VPad performed on the lead up to Meta VPad. So AI pad is new. It's $100. It's part of a narrative. It is also well outside the top 500 now, and it's not even a million market cap. But when the AI narrative comes back, people are going to want to get into pre-sales, and therefore AI pad is the natural solution. There's no other AI launchpad. There is Seedify, but that's got also gaming and blah, 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 blah. And the tokens are way more. For AI pad, much more simplistic. Don't need as much capital, especially as it's gone down so much. And as a result of that, yeah, I think AI pad is going to be your route into the new projects, the new chain GPTs, the new artificial liquid intelligences. I mean, the first project they had did a 40x. I can't remember the name of it. But it was an image generation cryptocurrency, and I made out very well from it. So, and that was from one single IDO came out of AI pad, and I did well from it. Imagine when there's an AI season and a bull market, and AI pad is extremely cheap, you'll make the gains twofold, both on AI pad and the other one. But what I would say is, once the AI narrative starts to go, sell your AI pad, people. Don't hold the bag till the end of the bull market. Because look at Meta VPad. Meta VPad, like 20x'd recently to get into AI pad. Meta VPad 1000x on its launch. When it's at the height of its narrative, you sell it. Don't keep it, sell it. That's all I would say. Right, that is it, people. I will bring you more in the next streams. I've given you more... Well, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies yet to be unveiled. So, yeah, so very strong list, this. Very, very strong list, I've got to say. I love this list. There's a few I don't really like. WorldCoin I'm not a big fan of. I do kind of like it, but I don't like the price. Arweave I'm not a big fan of. I don't think... Ooh, sexy, sweet, yummy. I'm not a fan of storage. But everything else, yeah, I kind of like. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, love it. What's your favourite out of this lot? Let me know. Patrick, thank you very much for turning up. All these AI coins, how can they give real world value, Suppoman? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about real world value? What you want is you just want quick gains, get out. Quick gains, get out. Buy houses, property. That's what you need. Don't come out of the next bull market empty-handed. Do not do it. Come out of the next bull market with a shit ton of properties. You buy at the bottoms. You sell at 50x pluses. You buy your properties. That's what I'm saying. Optimism, Swee, Gala. I didn't even say XRPT, so I don't know why you're saying that. Thank you very much, Joe Buzz, and I really appreciate your contribution. Arbitrum biggest on the list. What, biggest market cap or most hype? Illuvium. Oh, there's loads. New name after the bull market. Suppo Real Estate. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not wasting it on metaverse real estate. I'm not buying shit in the metaverse. I am not going to waste my money buying $1 million of fucking decentralized about fucking digital shit. No. This is my money maker. Crypto is my money maker. You get in, fuck the technology. You get in, you make the money, you leave the bull market with shit ton of property and actual tangible stuff to your name. Do not leave this next bull market empty-handed. Do not do it. Do not hodl. You buy, you sell at the top, and you forget it. No conscience. If you get into Moonbeam at 100x's, you sell it. Don't give a shit about it afterwards, okay? That's what I'm saying. Strong words from the Suppoman. These Suppoman hotels. Honestly, we feel a little woman's... We will all feel woman's warmth in the next bull run with these picks. That is awesome. Super chat. I didn't see any super chats. Any other super chats? You're a real G Super. Thank you for all the great value. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for turning up. And this is the time when people disenfranchise, when people leave the market. People just start logging off and they miss the bottom. Do not be that person. Don't be what I did in the last bull market, last bear market, I mean. Last bear market, I fucked up. I hardly did any videos. I was disengaged, really. I did a few reviews. I was disengaged. Look. I mean, yes, I did get into Matic. I did get into Solana. I did get into Phantom. I did get into Hex. I got into some fucking amazing cryptocurrencies in the last bull market. I made a lot of money. But, look, the gains were slapping me in the face. I was too snobby the last bull market. Last bull market, I was like Jerry Banfield in his streams. If you watch Jerry Banfield, he's like, everything shit, everything shit. ICP, Solana, buy only that. That's how I was in the last bull market. Last bull market, I said, get into Chainlink. Everybody's now going to go into quality coins. Get into Chainlink, get into Binance, get into Ethereum. That's what I said in the last bull market. And I was wrong. I was too snobby. I didn't like memes. I didn't like veracity. I didn't like a lot of the coins that ended up doing like 400x. I didn't like Hex a lot. It took me 8 months after it launched to actually look at Hex. So I was very snobby and I just left money on the table. I was ridiculous. And this time I'm learning. This time, nothing. Like, for instance, Telegram bots, gambling, cryptocurrencies, anything is fair game. Anything. Right, I've got to look at the money-making opportunity in anything. Right? And that is, and just literally enter. Some won't do well. Some will do fucking supremely well. And then that's it. And I'll just cash out quite a few 10 granders in a few cryptocurrencies at the bottom. Sell after 100x. I want to leave the next bull market with about 10 properties at least. And one in Monaco. So anyway, yeah. So you should have a plan yourself. That's what I would say. And probably have one high risk, which you put a bit of money on, like a Star Atlas or something, and have one that is lowish risk, like Sweet if it goes down to 20 cents, and buy a lot of it. And Ethereum, if that should ever go down to $800, you buy that. Honestly. Okay, I'll answer this last super chat. What do you think of Echelon Prime? 1 million in... I've never heard of it. Never actually heard of it. Fully diluted market cap of 379 million. I've never fucking heard of it. Oh, it's on base. 195 hodlers on base. Big whoop. 7,800 hodlers on Ethereum. And it's got that market cap. What a joke. That seems supremely overvalued. And also a pile of shit. Look, 2,000 watch lists. It's got that higher market cap. That is a fucking joke. Nothing annoys me more than a overvalued crypto. Coinbase! Oh, well, because it's base, isn't it? Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's on base. They got a little bit of a advantage now because Coinbase are going to want their ecosystem to be available to all. Interesting. What the fuck is it? It's a terrible website. View and earn and use Prime. What is it though? Why would I want to earn and use it if I don't fucking know what it is? This is the worst website I think I've ever seen. Prime is a native token of the Echelon Prime Foundation, a Web3 ecosystem advancing the next generation of gaming, creates and distributes tools, encourage innovation in, and promotion and growth of novel gaming models. First thing, what a pile of crap. Honestly, that sounds like shit. That sounds like shit. What the hell? How is this crap? I can go. How the fuck is this crap so high in market cap? And 1 million in volume. And it's on Coinbase. Man, Coinbase is stupid. What the hell are they thinking? There's not even anything there. Look! You've got this at 87 million, and yet you've got a fucking absolute beauty like Star Atlas at 14 million. What an absolute joke. Honestly. Fucking ridiculous. I've spoken about Evmos. You should know this if you watch. Right, I'm going to make a move now, people. Thank you all very much for coming. It's been quite a long stream. God, shit. 3 hours. Nobody's going to watch this back. I'm fucked myself. But never mind. You stayed and watched, so that's all that matters. It's not always just about the views. All right, people. Have a good... Well, it's Bank Holiday Monday in the UK tomorrow, so have a good Monday anyway. And I will see you next time. It is lights out, all out.